Greetings, comrades. Welcome to All Power to the People podcast on Grown Folks Talking, Express Yourself Internet Radio via the Huddle Team app. We meet every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We discuss local, national, and global events that impact the material conditions of the people and provide viable solutions. We are here to find those tired of the way their lives are socially constructed. As Panthers, we use dialectic materialism. As Dr. Huey P. Newton stated, power is the ability to define phenomena and make it act in a desired manner. From combating the housing crisis to police patrols, we are the vanguard in place to serve our communities. The purpose of this program is to highlight contradictions in the electoral process, which Western culture calls politics. Politics is the struggle for resources. Participating in America's electoral process has only taken resources from the people and handed it to the oligarchs and the professional managerial class that serve them by maintaining the status quo through coercion. We know that power lies with the people, and it is our duty to organize and educate the community so that they can fight for their own liberation. So please, join us every Sunday at 12 p.m. You can join by downloading the Huddle Team app, join online, or call in. The app and joining online is free, but if you call in, standard messaging rates may apply. Links to the show will be provided in the caption. This is General Secretary Patience of the new African Black Panther Party, NABPP North. Greetings, comrades. Welcome to All Power to the People podcast on Grown Folks Talking, Express Yourself Internet Radio.
All power to the people. Hey, Captain Patience, you can hear me? Do you hear me?
Via the Huddle Team app.
They should be able to hear me. They're probably not even listening.
No, we can hear you.
Yeah, I said it like 3 times. Yo, how you on here? You on here on Mama stuff?
Said what?
You listening through Mama?
No, I'm listening through Mom.
I don't see you up here, bro.
I think it say General Secretary.
Why would it say General Secretary? What is she on?
I don't know. I'm on my laptop.
They say my name, General Secretary, Captain Patience. That's what we got up here.
What?
You say what?
Greetings, comrades. Welcome to All Power to the People podcast on Grown Folks Talking, Express Yourself Internet Radio via the Huddle Team app. We meet every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We discuss local, national, and global events that impact the material conditions of the people and provide viable solutions. We are here to find those tired of the way their lives are socially constructed. As Panthers, we use dialectic materialism. As Dr. Huey P. Newton stated, power is the ability to define phenomena and make it act in a desired manner. From combating the housing crisis to police patrols, in place.
Yo, whose stuff is that? Who's not muted?
The purpose of this program is to highlight contradictions in the electoral process, which Western culture calls politics. Politics is the struggle for resources. Participating in America's electoral process has only taken resources from the people and handed it to the oligarchs and the professional managerial class that serve them by maintaining the status quo through coercion. We know that power lies with the people, and it is our duty to organize and educate the community so that they can fight for their own liberation. So please, join us every Sunday at 12 p.m. You can join by downloading the Huddle Team app, join online, or call in. The app and joining online is free, but if you call in, standard messaging rates may apply. Links to the show will be provided in the caption. This is General Secretary Patience of the new African Black Panther Party, NABPP North. Greetings, comrades. Welcome to All Power to the People podcast.
All power to the people. All power to the people. Hey, we at the last chapter. This is the last chapter of the Philadelphia Negro. We're on the last chapter. Welcome to everybody that's here. Every week we meet to have conversations here on how we change the material conditions in our community, right outside our windows, right outside our homes, nowhere else. We meet here and we have conversations and we see what we could do about them and we try to implement them. This is what, chapter 18, section 57 and 58. Like I said, this is the last chapter of the book. After this, we're done. Now, what book we going to read next? Where we going to go next? This is a revolutionary space. I'm thinking about Wretched of the Earth. I don't know if everybody gangster enough to talk about that. Or go through that book right there. But the next book I want to do is Wretched of the Earth. The only books that we are going to listen to here are revolutionary books, books that are going to be helpful towards our liberation. We're not here to listen to people's commercials about themselves, about the fake lives they lived while they were here as fake heroes. We're going straight directly to the source. Everybody that we've always been told we should study. To find out how to liberate ourselves. Those are the spaces we're going. I don't know, Blood in My Eyes by George Jackson. That's out there. We could throw a couple of books out there that we want to. What's the other book? What's the book? Chancellor Williams, The Destruction of the Black Civilization. We could read that too. Like I said, this is the last chapter of the Philadelphia Negro. After this, we got to find another book. I need ideas. I like Blood in My Eyes, Wretched of the Earth by Fanon. Blood in My Eyes is by George Jackson. What else? Any revolutionary books, any books that's going to give us guidance and teach us on how to liberate ourselves. Nothing about people trying to talk about their fake lives that they led, which we all know that they didn't lead. What other book can we? I like pedagogy. Anyway, that's Paulo Freire, pedagogy of something. But I'm about to start with Du Bois right now. Before I put it on, I'm going to say it again. We come here to study, to find solutions on how to deal with our material conditions. That's why we're here. That's the only reason why we're here. We're not here to shoot no commercials for nobody. We're not here to get money from you, beg you for money. We're not here for none of that. We're not here for subs. We need to have real, serious conversations on how we change the material conditions in our community, period. Nothing else. Nothing extra, just that. And Du Bois, who's going to say don't listen to Du Bois, don't listen to the ideas of Du Bois? I wouldn't even say that, even though I don't agree with him a lot. That's wait, let me see. That's him right there in the back. He's one of the people on the Mount Rushmores of my intellectual thinkers. But I still don't believe everything he say, and you're going to see, I disagree with a lot of things he say. But here we go. The last chapter, I can't believe we did the whole book. The last chapter of the Philadelphia Negro.
The Philadelphia Negro, chapter 18, section 57, the duty of the Negroes, that the Negro race has an appalling work of social reform before it need hardly be said, simply because the ancestors of the present white inhabitants of America went out of their way barbarously to mistreat and enslave the ancestors of the present black inhabitants, gives those blacks no right to ask that the civilization and morality of the land be seriously menaced for their benefit. Men have the right to demand that the members of a civilized community be civilized, that the fabric of human culture, so laboriously woven, be not wantonly or ignorantly destroyed. Consequently, a nation may rightly demand, even of the people it has consciously and intentionally wronged, not indeed complete civilization in 30 or 100 years, but at least every effort and sacrifice possible on their part toward making themselves fit members of the community within a reasonable length of time, that thus they may early become a source of strength and help instead of a national burden. Modern society has too many problems of its own, too much proper anxiety as to its own ability to survive under its present organization. For it likely to shoulder all the burdens of a less advanced people, and it can rightly demand that as far as possible and as rapidly as possible, the Negro bend his energy to the solving of his own social problems, contributing to his poor, paying his share of the taxes, and supporting the schools and public administration. For the accomplished.
All right, so you're hearing what Du Bois is saying right here. You're hearing what Du Bois is saying. He's saying it is our responsibility to get our community together, to get our people together, so we can contribute to the larger, social construct, the American project. And like I said, I disagree with Du Bois. Right now, you're gonna hear him say this. You're gonna hear him say how our problem is we have to get white people to realize our humanity. Something in them words, like it's a racial thing. He refuses to hold the system itself accountable. He refuses to hold this capitalist, this imperialist, the people that control these institutions, this government, accountable. He keeps pointing the finger at black people, like not just black people, but the masses of poor people. Like he blames them for their situation, for the reality that they're in. And remember, we're in 1896. This is 1896. What? 20 years after 21 years after slavery, and he's blaming the people that just came out of slavery, that were made not to study, made not to know how to read and write, I'm talking about they made sure these people did not educate themselves. These are the people that he's now saying in the land where they have no power, they don't control none of the institutions, that it is up to them. It is up to them. You're going to hear them castigate those people, talk about how lazy they are, how shiftless they are, like blaming the masses of the people. The same things politicians do today. They blame the people in the hood. They blame the people in the ghetto. You dirty up your own community. You're the one that would. Let me keep going. I don't want to jump the gun here.
Of this, the Negro has the right to demand freedom for self-development and no more aid from without than is really helpful for furthering that development. Such aid must of necessity be considerable. It must furnish schools and reformatories and relief and preventative agencies. But the bulk of the work of raising the Negro must be done by the Negro himself, and the greatest help for him will be not to hinder and curtail and discourage his efforts. Against prejudice, injustice, and wrong, the Negro ought to protest energetically and continuously, but he must never forget that he protests because those things hinder his own efforts, and that those efforts are the key to his future. And those efforts must be mighty and comprehensive, persistent, well-aimed and tireless, satisfied with no partial success, lulled to sleep by no colorless victories, and above all, guided by no low selfish ideals. At the same time, they must be tempered by common sense and rational expectation. In Philadelphia, those efforts should first be directed toward a lessening of Negro crime. No doubt, the amount of crime imputed to the race is exaggerated. No doubt, features of the Negro's environment over which he has no control excuse much that is committed. But beyond all this, the amount of crime that can, without doubt, rightly be laid at the door of the Philadelphia Negro is large and is a menace to its civilized people.
All power to the people, and we could discuss that now. And remember, this is not just Africa talking. This is a conversation. We're having a conversation. I mean, I want you to speak to me. I want you to talk back. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, hey, go ahead, hit me back. I don't agree. I don't agree with what he's saying right here. Let me bring it back a little bit because I don't know if you was listening, but I want to talk about what he just said just now. I want you to give me your input on it.
No doubt, features of the Negro's environment over which he has no control excuse much that is committed. But beyond all this, the amount of crime that can, without doubt, rightly be laid at the door of the Philadelphia Negro is large and is a menace to its civilized people.
All right. So this talking about crime. Let's just go straight to Newark right now. What's going on in Newark? Y'all don't blame no criminals for what's going on in Newark. I'm gonna say it now. And if you disagree, you come on and you talk to me now. I don't care the worst drug dealer, the worst gang banger, the killer, shooting up the community. Yo, I don't hold them accountable for nothing that's going on in the community. Nothing. And if anybody want to come challenge me on that, come and challenge me on that. Hey, just like in 1896, all these people coming out of slavery, all these black people coming out of slavery for generations, their families have been kept on plantation and they've been made to work like animals. They refused to allow them to get education. You couldn't read, they cut your balls off. You couldn't study, you couldn't do nothing. And after they freed you, these institutions around you that were ran by these capitalists, by these imperialists, did not offer you jobs or pay you enough for you to survive, for you to have a place to stay, for you to take care of your family. They didn't give you jobs, and the jobs they gave you was service jobs. Service jobs, cleaning up their homes, cleaning up their house, breastfeeding their children. These are the jobs that people were allowed to have, black folks. And Du Bois talked about this earlier in the book, that black people only were allowed to participate in certain spaces where they couldn't compete with the power structure. I don't blame those people for anything. Just like I don't blame a woman that's been kidnapped and raped for being raped. I don't blame those people that were brought over here in bondage and made to work for people for free. Rapes, murder, everything. I'm talking about cutting off of limbs. I would be insane if I sat here and I blamed those people for the conditions they found themselves in, or anything that they did to try to survive the situation they found themselves in. I may disagree with it, like, yeah, man, I don't think you should be outside selling drugs, bro. I don't think you should be standing outside. I mean, like, yo, you should do something else. I would disagree with them. I don't think you should be robbing people. But their condition was made so by the institutions around them, because the institutions are what govern our lives. They dictate who you are. They dictate the language you speak. They dictate how you think. If you have no power over those institutions, how can anybody blame you for anything? And when they talk about crime, just like when they talk about crime now, he put that at the feet of the black people, whatever. Yo, the slumlords commit more crime than any petty drug dealer, chain snatcher. These corporations commit more crime than any drug dealer, anything. They raided what you call it? They raided what was it? I think a fish market. And was it a fish market that they raided when ICE first started? No, a seafood market. They raided a seafood market. They found out that this corporation had people working in there that were not citizens of America. So the reason why the corporations is hiring them, you drive down the wages. You pay them a little bit. You pay them like $4 or $5. Jobs that people should be making $25, $30 to be able to sustain their homes, sustain their families, to afford the rent in the city. That's crazy. These jobs was taken away, and they brought in people and paid them by $4 or $5 for them to work there. And then when they raided it, the politicians did not hold those corporations accountable. Them people didn't go to jail. How much money you think they stole from the community? That seafood place down in the neck. Yo, Google that seafood place name. Let's talk about them. General Secretary, please Google that seafood name. Let's put them out there.
Okay.
Zebra.
You say, what is it called?
Zebra.
Sea work?
Zebra.
Spell it.
SEABRA. Zebra.
Yeah, try to get a picture of them. Let's put them out here. Those are the real criminals in the community. Those are the people depressing wages. The politicians, they hold them accountable. They let them do whatever. In fact, they took up for them. They took up for them. Those are the criminals. People outside selling drugs, petty criminals doing little scam, hustling here. You ain't no real criminal. They don't have no power to control nothing. They don't control the schools. They don't control the politicians. They control absolutely nothing. The people that control all these things is the corporations. That seafood, SeaWorld, whatever they call it, whatever it's called, I want to see a picture of it. These people control the politicians. They fund the politicians. They give money to their campaign coffers. And these people go into power. And when they see them having slave camps, when they see these people employing people, paying them $4, $5 an hour, they do nothing to them. They go on camera and they distract the people. They talk about something else. Yo, it just came to me. If I remembered, I would have had an interview with Ras Baraka when they went and raided the place. He didn't come there to hold none of those people accountable. And that's what Du Bois is doing now. He's talking about the criminality of the people that are forced to work outside the system, that are forced to survive. I cannot embrace that. Like I told you, he's behind me. Du Bois is right behind me right now. I mean, because like this is not the end all be all of Du Bois. He grew from here. I mean, and even in what I do now, a major part of it comes from me reading Du Bois. Like institution building. I got that from reading Du Bois. Because Du Bois was a sociologist. And at the end of the day, if we don't have any institutions in our community to protect us, to serve us, we done. We're cooked. We're at the mercy of this empire. And I don't care if you're Republican, if you're Democrat, I don't care what you are. You understand that to be true. You know we are at the mercy of this empire. Why would you want to be at the mercy of this empire? Why are you not building your own institutions? Because at first I didn't get it. I don't want to ramble on and go on too much and not finish this. So I'm gonna stop here. But like these are the thoughts that be in my mind.
Efforts to stop this crime must commence in the Negro homes. They must cease to be, as they often are, breeders of idleness and extravagance and complaints. Work, continuous and intensive. Work, although it be menial and poorly rewarded.
I want you to remember that. He said we should do all these things, even work, even though it's menial and what else he got over here, and poorly rewarded. So that's like telling somebody right now that live in North, hey, yo, go work at a job making $11, $12. Yo, even though the work is menial and poorly rewarded, you're not going to be able to pay rent. You should go work at that job. Matter of fact, take 3 of them jobs. That's what people say out of their mouths to another human being. For them to, like, you know what? Your circumstances are bad. Your life sucks. You can't afford rent. It doesn't matter how much hard you work. Nothing changes around you. They find ways to target you. The tow truck companies, the police, they take everything. People find ways. Like you go to the gas, they gouge the prices. You go to buy food, they take the prices up. Even though all these things are happening to you, man, take that job that's not going to pay you enough to survive. Yo, that makes no sense to me. It doesn't add up. It doesn't. Why would I go work at a job, give my life to jobs that after I'm done at the end of the weeks, at the end of 2 weeks, I can't afford to pay rent. I can't afford to eat. Yo, that makes absolutely no sense. You know what makes sense to me? Saying, man, why am I working at these jobs? Let me go find another way to survive out here. That makes sense to me. You wake up every morning, you commute, go to work at these jobs. Then at the end of 2 weeks, you're starving. You're starving the whole 2 weeks going to work. Your family, your woman, your kids, nobody respects you because you don't have no money. Everything's on money. Our society is based on money. Whether you agree with it, you accept it or not, everything from relationships to everything, it depends on how much money you got. Don't no woman want you if you ain't got no money. Don't nobody want you to be around. Man, the first thing they're going to do is tell you to leave that house. They're going to put you on child support. That's the reality we living in. By and large, all women are not the same. All families are not the same. But by and large, everything that we do in the society, because it's a socio-economic society. That's how they've constructed it. Social meaning money. Everything is about money. Your access to power, your access to everything is about money. That's a crooked society. And then the people that are kept out of the space of being able to make the money, the people that are kept out of the space of being able to get educated well enough. Yo, these schools in North, are these schools preparing anybody to go do anything? Ask yourself that. From birth, these schools that we send our children to, are they preparing them to take over the world? But this is the same child you're going to blame in 18 years for him being outside selling drugs or whatever. And he talk about the family. How does it start in the family? It doesn't start in the family. It starts through the institutions. The same idiot that you did not educate in school, you expect them to go in their home and educate their children. They don't have no education. They don't have the necessary tools to do the tasks that you're telling them, which is why institutions are paramount. That's why these white people got institutions all over our community. You got the churches. You got a school on every block. The churches and the schools are useless. But Du Bois, the politicians, the people of today, matter of fact, let me go to her now, man. Where we at right here? I am at 4:03. Let me go to her. I ain't even going to wait. The politicians, no matter what they tell you about on what they're going to do for the people, at the end of the day, they hate the people. They hate the people. As soon as they get into power, they come right after the people. Is this it right here? Where is it? I know this video up here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. The video's up there. I'm going to go to it right now. We ain't even going to play no time. Wait around for it. I don't see the video. Hey, is the video up here with Donna Jackson? Yes. Which one is it?
Watch your mouth.
No, I ain't watching my mouth. Tell her to watch her mouth. Let me see. Let me see if I can find the video. I don't see it. But there we go. Let me tell her to. Yeah.
It's the next one, I think.
Oh, is the next one? Oh, nah. This is them. Yeah, this is them partying. This is the people. This is right here. You listen to her for yourself. Yo, first of all, I'm the mayor. The mayor, Ras Baraka, and his family are directly responsible for the hell that people are catching in Newark, New Jersey. Ras Baraka is in charge of the police. He's responsible for the treatment of the people in the city by the police. He's responsible for the slum laws. He's responsible for the gentrification in the city. And the fact that he goes around acting like he's a revolutionary, he's an activist, acting like he's fighting for the people, that is sociopathic. He's a sociopath. I'm not hugging him. There's nothing for us to talk about. If I saw Ras Baraka, the last time I really spoke to him was, excuse my language, I'm about to say it. I'm like, you a sellout. I'm like, your bitch ass got everybody in the city homeless. That's what I say to him. That's how I feel about Ras Baraka. Anybody got a problem about my mouth, about what I said there? Now, if you're telling me Ras Baraka has stole from the people, stole millions, he's a millionaire now. He has hurt the people. He has hurt my family. He has hurt the community. This the person that I'm going to hug in front of the world? No, that's not how I'm coming. That's not how I'm coming. But you're going to see her hug him. Then you're going to see her, well, you're not going to hear it. You're not going to see her go to the podium because I just played it. The first thing she said when she went up there, her first duty, I just played it. So you're going to hear her. There you go. This is Donna Jackson. She just won for in the lower electoral politics, Uncle Tom Awards, the Sellout Awards. She just won in the Sellout Awards, I think, last month. There she go.
Because it's all with love.
You won a community award.
About your landlord not cleaned up.
Yo, that's the Ras Baraka that she been talking about. You see, like this is not me singing it. I didn't say like it ain't no video, it ain't nothing. I just made it up. Like yo, Donna, after she won, the person that she's been calling a thief, a rogue, he stole. Where's the money, Raz? That she went and hugged him. When she's supposed to be showing the whole world, you're supposed to be there to be against everything that they're doing. You're supposed to be the opposite of them. That don't look like the opposite. It to me, it just looks like politics as usual.
Africa.
Like go ahead.
That's not the forum for that. She doesn't have to do that. She's already in. That's not the forum for that.
Who told you? Who told you that's not the forum for that?
Wait, you gonna let me talk or you gonna talk?
No, you could talk, but you said that's not the forum. I don't want to go past it.
So let me talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that's not the forum for that. Right now, where she is at, she's thanking the people, right? And some people want her to conduct herself in a different manner now. Like, now she's not outside. She's already in. So she don't have to raise hell or yell and stuff no more. Right now, she don't have to do that. She's thanking the people. She's in a calm manner. Listen, her history with the mayor goes way back. She don't hate him, but she don't like the shit that he been doing. And she going to check him on that. And if you keep listening to the video, when people was clapping when they hugged, she said, oh, no, don't clap. Don't clap. It ain't, But she's being cordial. It's nothing wrong with being cordial to somebody. You don't, just because you dislike somebody, you don't got to show the world that you dislike them either. You don't have to do that in front of all of these people. Everybody already know. Sometimes your enemies want you to keep behaving like that. She don't have to do what they want her to do. She did the opposite of what they expected her to do. They expected her to come up there and be arrogant, curse people, curse them out. She ain't got to do that. He already know how she feel. Okay, I'm giving you a hug. Okay, but their history goes back long before they didn't. They wasn't friends anymore. She makes it very clear. I hugged him, and don't get happy about that. It's nothing wrong with that.
All right, so, no, okay. Like I said, Ras Baraka is responsible for thousands of people being in the streets. Not only is he responsible, he made money off their blood. He made money off people getting shot and killed. Ras Baraka is COINTELPRO. He is the CIA, FBI, the people that killed Malcolm, people that killed Dr. King, people that killed all our revolutionaries. That is what Ras Baraka represents. That is the face of Ras Baraka. Yo, there are no hugs with people like that. Those are traitors. Those are our mortal enemies. There's no walking in there hugging them, nothing. You don't have to curse them out. You walk straight to the podium. Yo, I'm here to fight for the people. I am here to stand up for the people that put me in office. Hey, look, the slumlords don't want to clean up your property. Yo, I'm coming. We're going to come and make sure that we take that property from them if they don't want to do the work of the people. Yo, this ain't, don't nobody got time to be playing these games no more. Yo, where you be cordial? Where are you cordial to a rapist? Yo, Ras Baraka is worse than a rapist. He's worse than any man that's messing with little kids. This people is killing people. He's destroying families and homes. He's making people homeless, throwing people to the streets and lying about it. That is his job. And when you walk up there and you tell me you're his enemy, I told you when she got elected. I told everybody here when she got elected, I would go help her, whatever she needs from me, whatever. Yo, but you got to be ready. You got to have your knives sharpened because them people are coming after you. It don't like she got a knife on her right now. It's like she giving him a hug. It's like she playing the political game. And then I want you to hear what she said.
Because it's always up. Because it's always up. Because it's always up. Don't call me no more about your landlord.
Don't call me no more about your landlord. What?
Cleaning up in front of your house.
Not cleaning up in front of your house. She said the first thing when she went up there, she thanked everybody for helping her get that new job. That's Ras Baraka's mother right there. Those are his children. To me, they're sociopaths just like him. They eat that money. That money, that what is his name? That trader money, that Judas money. They all use it to eat. They got insurance. They got the best doctors. They live. I don't know where they live at. I don't know what food they eat. But they're not catching the hell that people out here catching. They're not working 2-3 jobs to try to survive and feed their kids. They're not going through that. Ras Baraka is the person in North New Jersey. He is the face of imperialism. He's the face of our suffering. Him and his family, they could all go to hell because they don't care about nobody in North but themselves. They give themselves jobs. They give themselves access to whatever they got that's around here while we suffer. I'm the one that got to go pick up these children because their mother got to leave like 5, 6 in the morning to go to work. So she can't take her kids to school. She can't pick up the kids after school. I got to go pick them up. When people don't have a place to stay, we got to go. The general secretary come from work and all night, all day at work, she's trying to find a way to get people a place to stay. The mayor's a millionaire. That's his job. I mean, so whoever said you're fighting for me, you're fighting for the people. Your first duty is not to tell us that the slumlords that we paying $2,500 to for rent shouldn't clean up. There's no, yo, look, and Kareem.
You missing a point. You didn't play all she said. She said, don't call her with trash in front of your house. Pick it up, take a picture, and we'll deal with the landlord. That's what she said.
She said she's going to deal with the LLC board. I'm not picking up nothing. If I'm paying you
why should you live in filth? You can make them accountable.
Because it's a landlord job. It is a landlord job to keep that place clean.
You got to make them accountable.
Yo, it is a landlord job to keep that place clean. And if they're not going to do it, and if they're not going to do it, they shouldn't have that property. Give that property to me.
But
give
it
it to
ain't
the people.
tenant's job to be throwing trash in front of where they live at either.
How you know the tenant threw trash? How you know somebody didn't throw no trash out there? Some people didn't just come and throw stuff out there. What's the evidence you got to say it's a tenant?
Relax.
I am relaxed. But you got to make sense. You're trying to take up for Donna. This is not a place where we don't take up for people here. We tell the truth. We tell the truth. I tell the truth about everybody, every day, all day. I don't care who it is. I tell the truth about myself.
What are you telling the truth about? You missed the message. You only told half of her message.
Yo, I don't know your relationship with Donna. I really don't, and I don't care. All I care about is the people in the city. If you come into office, the first time you're addressing the people on a national stage, and you're telling them...
You can't tell her how to address the people.
We can tell... And you know what? You're 100% correct. That's why I say the sellout Olympics. You are 100% correct. We can't tell these people what to do. I can't tell Donna what to do. She doesn't represent the people. She represents them slum lords. That's who she represents now. The people that she's saying don't hold accountable for keeping your neighborhood filthy, because it is their job to clean that neighborhood. If I buy a building, if I have a building and I have people living in there, it's my job to make sure they got heat. It's my job to make sure they got hot water. It's my job to make sure the facilities are clean. I don't come in there and be like, yo, if you see dirt outside, if you see anything outside, you clean it up yourself. That's just Uncle Tom's speech. Instead of holding these people accountable, you're pushing the blame on the people. And I'm not off that, no matter who says it. I live for the people. I die for the people. You don't want the people outside dirty. You want the people to clean it. Take that building from the landlord and give it to the tenants that's living in there. Create a cooperative.
It's still gonna be dirty.
Then if they own it, then if they own it and it's dirty, then it's dumb. But they don't own it, and we've never owned it. We've never owned none of it. We've never owned none of this stuff in this community. The corporations have always owned it. They've always been dirty. They've always had North dirty. They've always had North with the potholes. They've always had people starving in North. The power has never been given to the people. I'll tell you right now, yo, you give me this building that we live in that I'm paying $2,500 rent in, and this is my building? Yo, ain't nothing going to be outside on the floor. This place is going to be spotless. I'm going to make sure I mow the lawn, take care of my property. My property. But if I'm renting, I'm paying you rent. I can't even have, you going to tell me how many people I could have at my house, when I could have them, what parties I could have, when I can't have a party. You got all these rules for me. But you want me to also go out and clean up outside. That makes absolutely no sense to me at all. None. I mean, as a person that's paying, that's living here.
1 second, Chairman.
Go ahead.
I thought whenever they bring up the thing about residents cleaning, in my head, I'm thinking about they talking about the residents inside your house, because that makes sense. You inside the house, your household should be clean. But you're telling people to go take care of the property. That's a whole different thing. We like the chairman said, we don't own these properties. When it's time, when the property taxes come, that's embedded in our $2,500 rent. That's what that service for. That's what we pay property taxes for the garbage, for the mail, for the fire, for all those things. So when you telling people to go outside of the property that they paid these enormous, first of all, she said that was number one, because I thought number one was, where's the money at, Roz?
That's what I thought number one was.
They always default.
So she can't have more number ones? It's just got to be your number one, right?
In one math, you got 10 number ones. What math? You got 10 number ones. What kind of math?
You have multiple number ones. It's a lot of stuff that needs to be listed as number one.
1 second. I'm going to make it quick. With her campaign, her number one slogan was, "Where's the money at?" So when you get on that stage to address the people, because that's who she was addressing, yeah, you can have more than number one, but the first number one you said was an attack on the people. And that's a problem, no matter how you slice it. She can come back with her number ones and her number twos and number three, but the first thing she said was an attack on the people. And that's a major problem right there.
Hey, yo, I stopped listening, I think like at the 8-minute, it was a 15-minute speech. But after she came out with her number ones and started talking about people this, yo, I stopped listening. Yo, I bet $1. Yo, I bet $1. I'm going to keep it at $1, 4 quarters. She didn't say where the money at, Raz. I guarantee you that I go into that 15 minutes because I already saw where she was going. I mean, I'm like, yo, I can't even listen to this. I'm disgusted already. My time is too precious to listen to the rest of this 15-minute garbage you're about to talk about. This ain't no game. Yo, these laws, these policies, their behavior impact lives real time. I don't have time to play around, to be giving out hugs and be telling people that's been suffering for decades, that's been coming to you, calling you, supporting your campaign, telling you these slumlords, they don't do nothing. Look how they treat us. We got rats, everything. And you go up on that podium. If in front of your building is dirty, don't call me. You go clean it. You already told me all I need to know. You already told me. Yeah, what's up?
I got a question. So what you're saying is that as a tenant, it's the landlord's job to keep the front clean, right? And because they don't keep the front clean, the tenant should wait until the landlord decides to come, which we know half of them don't even live in the state. So you want them to keep waiting for the landlord to come. In the meantime, where they live at look like trash? Or would you prefer them to clean it up, take a picture, and hold the landlord accountable? You rather for that place? Because wherever I lived at, I always swept in front of my house. Even if I saw trash blowing in front of my house, why would I want trash in front of my house? Is that the landlord's job? It's everybody's job. The landlord is not responsible for trash blowing down the street.
This is not my house. I don't care like how many.
That wasn't the question.
No, I hear your question, but like you can't answer the question with false whatever. This is not my house. None of this belongs to me. I am nothing around here. I am cattle. The system, the police, every institution around here treats me like nothing. And my house and this property just didn't start getting messy or dirty yesterday, last week. This has been going on for generations. At this point of the game, if I'm in position of power and the slumlords, because it is their duty to clean around here, it is their duty to keep the property right. If they refuse to do it, those homes should be taken from them and given to the people and given to the residents that live in that space. That is how we should be moving, not telling the residents, take a picture, send it to me, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Yo, it's too late. All that time has come and gone. And I'm going to say it again. I am not cleaning nobody's property for free. I serve the people. Yo, I get up every day and I serve my community. I go work for the people every day in the hot sun for free. I use my money to serve my community. But I'm not picking up no candy wrapper. I'm not picking up no bottle top. I'm not picking up no garbage. Nothing for the slumlords. Nothing. I don't know if you understood me the first couple of times. I'm not fixing nothing. And if something is broke in my home, where I'm staying at, inside the apartment where I'm at, if something is broke, I'm going to fix it and I'm taking it out your rent. I don't have time to wait for you. Yo, the window was broken. We waited for the slumlord to come fix it. Hey, General Secretary, how long did we wait for the slumlord?
Months. In
the
winter time.
When we didn't have no water, we didn't have no hot water, we had to wait. The toilet couldn't flush. Hey, yo, man, I don't play those games no more. Yo, I'm going to fix it, and when it's time to pay you rent, I'm taking it out the rent. It ain't nothing to talk about. I'm not calling nobody because I know there's nobody to call.
As you should, because there's an ordinance against that. If something is broke, you take it out the rent. And
no, but there's an ordinance for outside. There's an ordinance for outside. Clean your shit. Clean your property. Keep your property.
No, there's an ordinance for debris or like rubbish. It's not an ordinance for trash that blows. It's not an ordinance for that.
Hey, yo, if they come, my mother owns a house. I may not own a house. But I know somebody that owns a house. My mother owns a house. Yo, if there's garbage in front of her house, yo, the police come. These same police that work for Roz Baraka. The same.
Okay, garbage or trash, we talk about, I think we talk about two different things. Are you talking about trash like in a trash bag, garbage, or are you talking about candy paper that's running through the neighborhood? Which are we talking about?
No, Newark is dirty and filthy. I'm going to drive past, and I'm going to take videos, and you're going to see the trash outside. You're going to have the litter, the candy wrappers, and you're going to have garbage overflowing all over the place. That shouldn't be like that. The slumlord, the landlord is supposed to have a place where that garbage is supposed to be, but they don't do nothing. The garbage is just stacked up, and it's just sitting there. But be that as it may, anything, any debris, any garbage outside, if you own that property, it is your job to take care of that property. I don't know how we can even argue about that or have a debate about that. If it's my property, I'm going to make sure it's spotless. But if I'm paying somebody $2,500 for rent, which is crazy, and then they expect me to go clean up in front of my house, that's not in there for them. That's not.
Chairman Montague.
Go ahead, Muta.
Yeah, so I'm just going to give it.
Hello, Chairman.
Muta, let her go first, Muta. They coming. You're a veteran, Muta. Go ahead, Sheila.
Now, I just wanted to just add a piece to the discussion, and it's a very good one. And I just want to say thank you first and foremost for having this platform, because these are issues that definitely need to be spoke about in the community, and also an extended thanks for just allowing for the differences of opinions and voices. So that's amazing. But I do want to say that I believe you to be absolutely right in this instance, because just having what is now about a 15-year introduction to Newark politics, there is the bigger issue here is about the shifting of accountability. She went in, right, with a platform of holding local government accountable. You understand? Like, where's the money, Raz? It's not just about, hey, where's the money at? It's about the accountability, right, of where is the money going. That's what it's about. And now it became about who's friends with who. We're going to give her a chance. Let me say this. When Raz went into office, when Cory Booker was there, he did not speak to Cory Booker at all. Every day, and he would not acknowledge him as mayor. And this is what as a council person, because, he went there first as a councilor. He would not acknowledge him. He would not speak to him for literally probably like a year. You understand? And that was totally acceptable, because he went in there, right, in the same way that the same similar platform that Donna had. It's about holding, your local government accountable. But now she has not gotten there. And I already knew that this was going to happen, because a lot of people don't pay attention. A lot of people are easily tricked. Like I said, I paid close attention before I got involved. And I know who the players were. This is a tight network. And Donna Jackson is not a random candidate. And I'm not bashing her neither. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying it is what it is. She's not a random, she's just a person who, no, she was a part of this network for years. I remember when I came in 15 years ago, activity that I saw her engaging in, and I'm not saying it was negative, so don't take that left either, drove me to the Newark Library to start the research on microfiche, right? Because the technology is not, wasn't then what it is now. To really see her level of involvement. So not only has she been involved heavily with the politics, and not just here in Elizabeth and other places, but she also comes from a very political family that was heavily involved. So this is not like a coincidence. It's not like, no. These things were set up. There's no way. I could go a whole different path with this, but I do want to stay on what y'all was talking about. It's about the shifting of accountability. You didn't even get in there yet, and you're already in the stage in your speech, shifting the accountability now from the slumlords, now from the governance. And it was one thing that she said that really hit me heavy when she said, yeah, the mayor, something, and my fellow colleagues. Wait, your fellow colleagues? So, again, you have to pay attention. And this is not me being biased at all, because, like I said, I want us to win. I want us to have a voice on there. But it just confirmed what I already knew, that we're under occupancy, and you won't win unless you are already signed on and to know what it is. And they have used activism, right, to gain these seats. And I got that straight from the horse's mouth, Kenneth Gibson himself. He sat me down and said, Sheila, I see everything you're fighting for. And he let me know, and just that long 2-hour conversation was, we used that for me to get in office. Like, there wasn't a sincerity in terms of, activism and helping people. No, one of the reasons why we lost low-income housing in this city, one of the main reasons they got mad at me from the beginning, because that Lionsgate down Dayton Street was 15 years ago. And the people called me down there. When I went down there, I saw so many of my casual friends. I'm like, hey, hi, like, what are y'all doing here? I didn't really even understand what politics was on a local level. And they went down there. They was down in Trenton saying that if you take their housing, if you take their welfare, then they'll vote. And these are the types of things that our representation was saying. And I'm like, whoa, that's the wrong rhetoric. And that's a part of many reasons why I got involved. And I'm telling you, like, the venom that they have for me, it wasn't, they will tell people, oh, it's her personality. No, it doesn't have anything to do with personality. And trust and believe, if you get snappy with me, you're going to get it back. And I'm not the first. I don't give it back first. I don't give it back. You get a couple of chances. I'm a teacher. I got a lot of patience. But when I see you screwing people over, and I'm watching you screw the people over, again, I didn't get into this to get a job. I didn't. I came in with a job, and I couldn't believe what I was saying. As soon as I spoke to it, they formed a group to make sure that Sheila Montague doesn't rise. And I'm like, that it sounded crazy to me. Doesn't rise. I'm like, what is this, a movie? No, and she was a part of that group. She was a part of that group, yes. She was a part of
you 100% correct.
And I'm not saying that to lay no light of victimhood on me, because, like I said, I knew what it was when I was coming in. But you can look at, like I said, why the targeting that I got, and I'm respectful in how I give my, opinions on things, because Africa, you get real wrong with it.
But Sheila, I don't get along with everybody. We didn't get along at one point either. But real is real. So I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, if somebody shot at your house, I don't care if we had an argument. Why you shooting at her house? Why is somebody shooting?
Because that wasn't about, that was Africa. Perfect point. I literally just had a back and forth with somebody in the park about this. That wasn't a personal thing. This wasn't me and my girlfriend got into a little dispute. No, this was about, you will not be coming up in here advocating for people fucking up our money. Let's be very clear. That's what that was about. And 15 years later, it's about the same thing. It's about the exact same thing. And when she got up there, and again, this is not the best, because I want to see her do good. I want to see our people have a voice. But I'm sorry, the accountability shifted from Roz, where's the money, which meant, like I said, because I want to, be fair to her and to the local, because it doesn't gain me anything to just be unfair. But what I'm saying is the accountability shifted from holding the government accountable, because let's be clear, everybody who voted for her, including me, this is what we voted for. We want some accountability. We want some transparency. And then to get up there on day one, she didn't even sit in the seat yet, and to say, now don't call me, if the slum. No, wait, that's a total shift. And this is what we could expect you know, she's gonna get the sitting down talking too. But what I know for a fact that, you know, and in closing, she has been a part of this thing that we call the machine. She has been a part long before I ever even knew what politics was. Donna has been an intricate part of the machine and the intricate networking here wrapped around politics and the control of a people. And when you break out of that, when you break out of, yeah, go ahead.
No, hold on, Sheila, before you continue. Right here, that's Ras Baraka's mother right there. Yo, she's been around that whole political scene. She knows about Donna and how Donna's been coming at Ras Baraka. And yo, this right here, like, look how they're clapping. I mean, cause like, yo, she's home now. Look, she's throwing her hand. They're home. These are all political operatives.
Wow.
They're all political operatives. She's been there with Amiri Baraka. She's been there from the beginning. Can't nobody tell me that, yo, everything, all the success, whether you call it success or not, because I don't call him being the mayor's success. To me, that's treachery. But anyway, whatever they have gained, can't nobody tell me that woman wasn't the backbone to all of it. Dealing with the father, dealing with those kids, losing her daughter to the streets, all of this stuff that she's dealt with. You can't tell me she hasn't been the backbone. She hasn't been part of everything that's been going on. And look at her cheering right there, because like they're embracing now. And I remember his father said hi to me one time, and I like, how you doing, sir? I like, you know me? He's like, yeah. He's like, I know you, Africa. I mean, yo, they know everybody in the city. This was before he died. This was like early on, I think like 2000 what? I don't know, but it was early on when I first came home from prison. He was like, yeah, I know you, Africa. They know what's going on out here. And like you said, all of this is about accountability. It's not about personalities. It's not about none of it. It's about accountability. Yo, the only thing I want to hear out of your mouth is, where's the money at? Where's the money for the schools? Where's the money for the garbage people? Where's the money for the people in North? Where is the money at? I want to hear you going at those people. I'm saying I didn't vote for you. I didn't vote for her. I don't vote for none of them. I mean, like, so she don't owe me nothing personally. But if you're talking about you're serving the people, you're serving the residents in the city, yo, the only thing that should be coming out your mouth is, where's the money at? Whatever platform you go on, we at war. Yo, this ain't start right here. I'm not going to go in this place. Yo, wherever I go at, let's say it was me, and I walked up there. I would have walked right around I was about to call him Obama. He's the Obama of North. I would have walked right around Obama, and I would have went right up to the podium. All power to the people.
And even for her to say she's not taking no calls, I would assume, right, that's what the 5 hires that each of the council people get. None of them, one of them can't be, you know, in charge of taking the calls.
No.
So again, like, she's setting the stage, no pun intended, for what her administration is going to look like. And and that's just a fair assessment of what happened, unless you want to put on colorful glasses and be like, oh, make excuses. That's why we're in this situation now. And that's why other people like myself, that's why you don't see other teachers involved. That's why you see people putting money into stocks for jails instead of coming helping the people. There's so many people who could come and really help the people and made a difference in this city. But they won't. The people are aiding their own demise.
Hey, Muta, thanks so much for that, Sheila. Real talk. Thanks so much for that. Hey, Muta, my bad. I ain't forget about you. Go ahead, Muta.
I just wanted to speak in far as accountability for these slumlords. What I noticed when I was doing the cleanup program is that the most nastiest properties that Newark has is owned by slumlords. So people who actually live in these houses, they do come out and they do clean their property. The owner occupants, so no matter what block I went through, people who actually own these houses, you could tell which houses were owned by people that lived there. You could tell which houses were rented out by people who were disconnected from the community. So that goes as far as snow removal, trash, and just the overall upkeep of the property. And that is our administration's duty to make sure that they uphold a certain cleanliness, when they own property. And that's not just that's from the house to 6 inches from the curb. That's all that property from the house line to 6 inches from the curb is supposed to be whoever owns that property duty to make sure that it's claimed. And this doesn't say that if I go outside and I see a bottle outside my house, that I'm not going to throw that bottle away one time or two times. But when I know that there is neglect here and I find myself doing that over and over again, eventually, yeah, that's the owner's responsibility to upkeep.
Hey, Musa, you see this gray hair? You can see me on the video?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, we done been past that stage where we picking it up and throwing it away. We done did that already. My mother done did that already. My mother's mother, we done did that already. It's time for them to do their job. There's no more excuses. There's nothing. I don't want to hear it. Because you should have said that before you got into office. You should have said, yo, don't call me talking about no garbage in front of your house. Get your own garbage. You say what? Go ahead, Karima.
How you know she didn't tell the people that? How you know?
Where the video at? I want to see the video. I didn't see the video of that.
You don't need to have a video that she said that to people when they call her. Why would she video herself?
Yo, be that it may, I don't know what conversation she had with people. I don't have no evidence of that. As a scientist, all I could go off is data and evidence. I saw a video of her saying, where's the money at, Raz? I've heard her say all of that, and then I've seen video of her saying, don't call me. I mean, if she had another...
Why didn't she again if you already heard her say it on video? Why did she need to stand on the stage to say it again to satisfy who?
But she stood on that stage to say, don't call me. Was she trying to satisfy by telling the people, don't call me? She ain't satisfying the people.
She said, I'm not accepting any more calls of people. Right. So she's making everybody accountable. Those that live there,
she's not.
And the landlord.
Yeah, no, she's not. I'm not. Yo, I'm not all that. I'm not giving her no leave. I'm not letting her slide.
And you don't have to. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Nah, yo, she ain't say nothing about the slumlords. She didn't say nothing about the slumlords.
She did so. She said, take a picture and we'll deal with the LLC. That's exactly what she said.
Oh, take a picture and we'll deal with the LLC boys. Compare that to don't call my phone if there's dirt outside your house. Yo, that's two different things. Like you know what? But be that as it may, we going. I guess it's not disagree to disagree. We just going to disagree on this one. But let me see if I go. Let me see if I go. You say what?
We gonna have to do that.
You say what?
Of course, we have moments where we gonna do that. I still got love for y'all, and I'm gonna defend y'all the same way.
And I hope you do, because this ain't the last time we gonna disagree. You heard?
That's fine, Africa. Long as it's between me and you, I don't.
No. Yo, but me and Patience disagree. We are this ain't gonna be the last time. That's why it's all about. Yo, we can all disagree, but it's sitting down and really having a conversation. Like I said what I said, and you said what you said. That doesn't mean the world ends. We turn the page and we keep on trucking. Let me try to get through this Du Bois, because Du Bois did this. He the one that be talking about this stuff. They the one that taught me all of this stuff to hold these people accountable.
The Philadelphia Negro, chapter is terrifying.
Yeah,
Teachers
4
of
minutes.
Negroes at the door, idle kneel, and poorly rewarded. Work, though done in travail of soul and sweat of brow, must be so impressed upon Negro children as the road to salvation, that a child would feel it a greater disgrace to be idle than to do the humblest labor.
Like even that, what he's talking about. Like a child should feel like they should do the humblest labor. Like in this society that we live in, what we're going through right now, you should feel like, yo, you better off working somewhere, not making enough to pay rent. Not making enough to pay rent, but you should be content with that. You should be good with that as long as you're working, as long as you're a slave. As long as you're a slave to a corporation, to a company, you should be content. Like I'm telling you, yo, I understood why Du Bois wrote this kind of garbage, because he was really he came there. The Quakers called him out to Philadelphia and they told him to write a book about to give them or whatever to tell them what was going on there. He couldn't go in there and tell those Quakers and tell all those white people that y'all some sociopaths, that it is your fault that all these black people are suffering. You keep them out of these job spaces, because the Quakers was running Philly back then. You keep them out of these job places. Your racism, everything that you've done is what has these black people living like this. He couldn't say that. They wouldn't have paid him. Because he, like most Negroes, he only doing it because he getting paid. They write books because they're getting paid. They sell those books. Everything they doing because they're getting paid. And he was getting paid to write this book, so he made all these excuses. He blamed the conditions of the people there on white people, on racism, when he's a sociologist and he should understand this is capitalism. This is capitalism, imperialism. These people are being exploited. This is slavery by another name. That's what he could have said, because this is 1896. Carter G. Woodson was around. Carter G. Woodson wrote The Miseducation of a Negro a couple of years later. There are other intellectuals around at that time that wasn't talking the stuff he's talking here. But this is what he was paid to do. And he went there and he did that job.
Work, though done in travail of soul and sweat of brow, must be so impressed upon Negro children as the road to salvation, that a child will feel it a greater disgrace to be idle than to do their humblest labor.
So instead of building our own institutions in the community to hire our children, they should go work for these slave masters. And it doesn't matter how menial, how poorly they pay you, you should feel proud. Boy, you stupid. If he said that in front of me, I'll smack the shit out of him. You tell me in front of my face that
language.
Yeah, whatever, like my son. You tell me that my son should go work for a company that is not paying him, that refuse to pay him what it's worth. But he should be proud because he's working there. You an idiot. Get out of my face, dummy. But instead of telling our people, we should be building institutions to be able to take care of our people. Like I said when Donna won, that first thing I came on, if she wanted my help, I'll come. Y'all would have came and sat down with Donna like, yo, it's a couple of people in this community that got property, that got houses. Just something easy. Let's start to put some people together and try to find people that got good enough credits, whatever, and put them together and start to buy property. Those people start building cooperatives. People in these wards. You could go to all the wards. You could do all the wards. In the next 4 years, you'll be like, I'm in this ward, I'm in this ward. It ain't about racism. I'm in all the wards. And look at all these hundreds of families that have built this cooperative. You could steal it now. I don't care. You could steal it and go do it. But I know you're not going to steal it and do it because your mind is not there. Your heart is not there. Y'all gonna mess it up because somebody's going to be trying to steal money. You could build cooperatives with these people and have all these hundreds of people all around the city owning property. And then you go to the people and you look at the people like, this is what I did when I got in power. I didn't tell people, don't call me when somebody dirty up your in front, when they refuse to clean up, when the slumlord refused. I told them, let's buy up the community. Let's put our money together and start to buy industry. Get some mechanic shops. It can be done. It can be done. It is easier doing that than going to the government, going to the slumlords, trying to cut a deal with them to bring people rents down. Yet that is never going to happen. Never, ever, ever, ever. The federal government is never going to help you to help the people. But you could go to the people since you got that platform, that bully platform. You could use that platform to do what even I can't do. I can't get people to sit down. I've been trying. I've been trying to find people to come sit down. We all put our money together and start to build institutions around here. I'm attracted to the day that I die. But be that it said, man, you could do that. But that's not what she's going to do. That's not what they do.
The holy virtues of honesty, truth, and chastity must be instilled in the cradle. And although it is hard to teach self-respect to a people whose million fellow citizens have despised them, yet it must be taught as the surest road to gain the respect of others.
Boom. He's telling you, you got to teach them. We got to teach them in the home. You got to teach them. But if you don't build institutions to teach your own people how to be human beings, how to move, people not just going to wake up one day and just understand. It does not work that way. And it's like, I don't think I'll be expressing myself well enough for people to understand what I'm saying. If we don't have institutions, places in the community that teach our children how to be human beings, how to be. If we don't have our own separate institutions and they keep going to these imperialists, these white people institutions, these government institutions, they will never get to what he's talking about. Because these are the people that you failed in the schools every year for the last whatever year North been alive and people been going to, black people been going to these schools, you've been failing them. And then you expect those same people to go home and raise the next generation. It don't work that way, people. It don't work that way. The leadership, the leaders in the community are supposed to build the institutions that teach everybody in that community how to be what we are asking them to be. That's how it works. And that's what Du Bois later on was writing about, telling us that we had to do. When he said the talented 10th, that's what he meant. I know this academics, these people don't try to bastardize it now. The talented 10th meant the 10% of the people, like black people, the wealthy black people. It is your responsibility to build these institutions, to build these schools. But you know what these Negroes do? They go build a school and they put the white supremacy curriculum in there. They go tell you it's a HBCU, but the CIA, FBI, they're making military weapons, all kind of stuff out of there. But they tell you it's a black school. But it's only black, it's only in blackface. Because inside is really white. It's really European. It's really imperialist and capitalist. And that ain't never been black. That ain't never been black people. Black people, we ain't never been like that. John Henry Clark said, people always talk about how come Africans ain't go to Europe to conquer Europe. Did you ever think about that? You know what John Henry Clark said? Who the hell want to go steal a refrigerator, an ice box? Like, who's going to leave from Africa? When I grew up in Africa for a few years. I lived with my father. And right outside our house, there was a mango tree. I used to get up in the morning, throw a little stick up at the mango tree. The mango fall down. I peel it and eat. And, I'm good. It was stuff everywhere. Why would we leave there? Why would people leave Africa where food is just abundance? Everything is right there. To go to an ice box to go take it over. We don't move like that. As African people, our culture, who we are inside in our DNA, we are not icebox people that are starving, finding ways to oppress each other for them to eat. That's not who we've ever been. We are kind people. We are a loving people. We are a sharing people. But this society in America will turn you into a sociopath quick. It will show you that not to be friendly with everybody. It will show you. They will teach you. And they will teach you by putting incentives in place like money, like jobs. Why somebody like Ras Barack is a millionaire now? What has he done to become a millionaire?
Chairman.
Yo.
I also want to point out that it separates you from your roots. Like, it's so many black people, ADOS, FBA, your neighbors, that are so anti-African that they don't understand they're even erasing themselves. They're erasing their own humanity.
They're Cherokee. They're Cherokee. You heard me, Patience?
What did you say?
They're Cherokee Indians.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me no black. I'm not African. I'm an Indian. I'm from the Chickasaw tribe. Shut up. Shut up. We're going to get through this one of these days.
Proper cooperation among 40 or 50,000 colored people ought to open many chances of employment for their sons and daughters in trades, stores and shops, associations, and industrial enterprises.
But you already just said. I didn't say that. Du Bois just said that. He just said that. He just said we're 40,000 people. If we organize as people, I just said the council person. She up there, she going to these different wards and organize them to put their resources together to start to build these institutions. That's what Du Bois just said. 40,000 people. Imagine if we had 40,000 people. Everybody donating money, pitching in. Because you know what? I went too fast. I have to bring it back a little bit. I went too fast. Our problem here is we have not diagnosed our sickness. We still think we are Americans. You believe you are free. These institutions are supposed to be doing this. You haven't come to the point We all haven't come to the point. That's why we don't have that 40,000 that says, yo, we are all slaves. These institutions don't care about us. This government don't care about us. This police don't care about us. We have not accepted that as a people yet. We have been made to forget that by all these Uncle Toms. They've taught us that we live in a democracy, that all you got to do is vote. All you got to do is go to school, Cosby Show. All you got to do is do a different world, and you're going to be okay. We haven't had people, media, entertainment, put out there, walk away. We need to build our own institutions. Let's put our money together and build. We haven't done that. That's why we don't have those 40,000 people.
Proper cooperation among 40 or 50,000 colored people ought to open many chances of employment for their sons and daughters in trades, stores and shops, associations, and industrial enterprises.
First, that's different. Everything he's saying, that's different from going to go get a job, sending your child to school, they go to high school, then you pay all that money for them to go to college, and then tell them go out there and go find a job. No, he's saying we should pull our resources together and build these institutions in our community for our children. What are we waiting for? Why are we not doing that today? Why are we not doing it tomorrow? Why we ain't start yet? I mean, like, we sit here and we talking, but like that's not what our strategy is as a people. And when you try to talk to people and tell them this is what we should do, they look at you like you crazy. They be like, it sounds good, but then they go on and do their own thing, like go to the stock market, which is going to crash, and these people going to steal your money.
Further, some rational means of amusement should be furnished young folks. Prayer meetings and church socials have their place, but they cannot compete in attractiveness with the dance halls and gambling dens of the city. There is a legitimate demand for amusement on the part of the young, which may be made a means of education, improvement, and recreation. A harmless and beautiful amusement like dancing might, with proper effort, be rescued from its low and unhealthful association and made a means of health and recreation. The billiard table is no more wedded to the salon than to the church if good people did not drive it there.
And I'm not going to stop it again. I'm going to let it go for a while if I stop it. Yo, why y'all think we do the basketball stuff, the basketball camp? We work with the kids in the community. Yo, that's what he's talking about right here. Even dancing. You could use that to organize the children, to organize your community. Yo, what you think we do when they come to basketball? Yo, I don't care about playing no ball in a round hole, but I build relationship with those children individually. Every day. They see me, we talk. Yo, yesterday, it happened at the park. At the park, I be telling them, I be on them. Everybody pick up this wrapper. Don't leave this garbage here. We're not going to come here, use the park, and we're going to leave it all dirty and stuff and then leave and go home. So I tell the kids to make sure you put all this stuff in the bag. We got garbage bags out there. So yesterday we had a cookout, and little Kendrick ran to me. He had a wrapper in his hand. There was garbage all over the floor. There was cans, everything. Yo, Kendrick ran to me with the wrapper. Like, I can't find the garbage to put it in. Kendrick is in the 1st grade. My man Preem was standing next to me. He was like, yo, he's a good kid. Yo, he ran all around this place looking for a garbage can. But because we took the time out to talk to him, to show him this is how you're supposed to be. That's why we do the basketball camp, to instill these values in their mind. How else am I going to do it? I'm not at their schools. I'm nowhere else. I'm not in their families. They want to play basketball. Okay, I'm going to offer basketball training and everything for free. Yo, we'll travel. We'll go to games. Yo, we'll pay for all of that. We'll make sure we fund it. But we're going to teach you how to be a human being, how to love each other, how to prepare for what this world got coming for you. That's why we do what we're doing, and that's what Du Bois is saying right here. So when I say, like, I learned from Du Bois, this is what I mean by I learned from Du Bois. He's telling you right there. Yeah, dance hall, billiard halls, them playing pool. Yeah, it seems like it's all in the gambling spots. But if you chose to control that space, you can. But we haven't, because we think we're going to vote our way out of this.
If the Negro homes and churches cannot amuse their young people, and if no other efforts are made to satisfy this want, then we cannot complain if the salons and clubs and bawdy houses send these children to crime, disease, and death. There is a vast amount of preventive and rescue work which the Negroes themselves might do. Keeping little girls off the street at night, stopping the escorting of unchaperoned young ladies to church and elsewhere, showing the dangers of the lodging system, urging the buying of homes and removal from crowded and tainted neighborhoods, giving lectures and tracts on health and habits, exposing the dangers of gambling and poverty playing, and inculcating respect for women.
Chairman.
If
All
those
power to the people. What's up?
mothers meet.
So, because the counter argument would be the city have a lot of these programs. They got programs at the gazoo. But when you take a real look at these programs, one, most of them are connected to Friends and Family Plan. These programs are like 1 or 2 day programs where the kids go and sit down and they do something. Like they don't spend extensive amount of time with these kids, but they get all this money to see these kids once or twice a week, maybe on a Saturday, to run a program that does nothing for them. So, like, yeah, they're going to say, yeah, the city of North Carolina, all these programs. You can go to all the different recreation centers and community centers, and you'll see all these programs and the summer youth employment. And let me tell you about the summer youth employment. It has not changed since I was a kid. When I was in summer youth, they gave us a camp T-shirt, and they told us to go sit down and watch a bunch of kids run around. And that's what all these kids are doing this summer. There's no structure. There's no learning. There's no institution. There's nothing. So when they come with these counter arguments, I don't even want to hear it. Look at these programs these kids are actually going to, and you can see why it hasn't been no impact. It's just cash cow, money-grabbing schemes.
Money washing. And it's like, but I don't even entertain those people to even talk to them because most of them are just trying to justify what's going on. The people that actually make those arguments. Because like the actual parent that's at home that's trying to find childcare, trying to find something for their children to do in the summertime, and they call the county, they call the city, and they tell them they got to pay. They're not talking like that. They're not saying what these people that like are getting this money to do these fake organizations just so they could get the money. Those people are not. I don't even talk to them. Hey, yo, we all don't do the same thing. And like, let's be clear about that. Yo, because there's people in the city that walk around Douglas Freeman. He always say like we do the same thing. No, we don't. No, we don't, Douglas Freeman. We don't do nothing the same. Yo, you are a puppet. You work for these. I don't know which one of these government institutions you work for, but you work for somebody that's paying you to do what you're doing with his children. And like you're not doing it because this is the love of your life. You want to change and transform the society. You're a Republican. You're even worse than I don't know which word is Democrat or, but anyway, but like you're not doing nothing around here. We're not the same. Me as a Panther, everybody in our organizations, we believe in what you call it, in survival programs because we understand our people are in a survival state. We are under attack, so we have to provide these resources to the community because most of the time the city charge. The city's not coming to pick up your kid. The city's not taking your kid home because they don't really care about your kid. They just want to put up a facade to say like, look what we are doing. They're not genuine. So you're not the same as me. If you're getting paid by the government to do anything, if you're getting paid by politicians, if you're getting nonprofit money, you're not the same as me. And it is disrespect to say you're the same as us or anything that we do in this community. And I need to get that straight up right. Every single person that belongs to nonprofit organization in the city, you're not like us. You're not like me. You're not a revolutionary. You are a political operative. Because if you were like me, you would give your life, you would dedicate your life to working with these children, actually knowing them. Not day after day, 2 days out of the week. Yo, I follow these children from kindergarten all the way to college, all the way to adulthood. For nothing, for free. Because we understand these are the structural things you have to put in place to be able to build that mind that you need to harvest in the future. That's not what you believe, Douglas Freeman. You're trying to get a check. And then you're trying to convince me that you a good person, you doing what I'm doing. You're disrespecting me. I mean, just go ahead and take your check and keep on going. Let me stay over here in my lane, calling yourself an activist, a revolutionary, all kind of goofy stuff, when you just a political operative.
Eating, the park, and airy places, all these things are little known or appreciated among the masses of Negroes, and their attention should be directed to them. The spending of money is a matter to which Negroes need to give a special attention. Money is wasted today in dress, furniture, elaborate entertainment, costly church edifices, and insurance schemes.
You see what he's talking about? You see what he's talking about? He's going right. I'm telling you, this Uncle Tom rhetoric that, like, even though these people just coming out of slavery, 20 years after slavery, they're not allowed to work in certain area. You just said they don't pay them enough. But you're saying the problem is them spending money on dressing. Yo, it doesn't even matter how much money they got. Yo, they won't even let them buy in certain places. They won't let them buy property. You told us that a few chapters ago. They could only live. What ward did he say they could live in? The 6th ward?
7th ward.
The 7th ward. He said most of the Negroes, the black people, the people that control the government, the society, the imperialists and capitalists, the Quakers, they only allow these niggas to live in the 7th ward, the worst part, being exploited. But then he come here and he's saying their biggest problem is how they spend their money on expense. They don't have money to spend on expensive stuff. They don't, because we also went through their housing, how much they pay for housing, how much they could afford. They didn't have money to do nothing. But this is the argument they even use today. Somebody got on some Jordans. Oh my God, to hell, they got on Jordans. So now it's their fault that they're living in the projects. Their schools is the worst schools. They're getting the worst food. The gas prices going up. The rent. It's all their fault because they got on some Jordans. See, he's pushing it. These are the places where all this rhetoric come from. And then you get somebody like a Rob Baraka who comes stand up in front of my face to try to spew this rhetoric as if I don't understand economics, I don't understand imperialism, I don't understand capitalism, I don't understand surplus. He would try to use this argument on me. And then I'll get irate. I'll be upset because, like, you playing in my face. You really telling me you don't respect my intelligence if this is the argument you're going to bring to me. And why do they want to get joints? Because if you get joints, people respect you. When you wear your clothes, people treat you different. So you tell me out there in this society right now, if you go outside, people don't look at how you're dressed. They don't look at your feet. The first a woman told me, a girl told me that the first thing she look at is somebody's feet to see what they got on. So somebody living in that condition that's been groomed to think like that, to see other people like that, what do you expect them to do? And then you come up here and you write something talking about, why is Caleb calling me? I should pick up and see. This one of the kids right here calling me. I should pick up to see what he wanted. Let's see what he wants.
Yeah, it could be important. Pick it up.
What's up, Caleb? You coming to camp tomorrow, you fired. No, you can't come to camp no more. Sab, nah, I'm playing. Hey, I'm doing my podcast. You don't never come in the podcast, bro. I'm going to send you the link. Come now. But I'm doing the podcast. You can come tomorrow. I'm going to hit you back. Bye. But yeah, that's my boy Caleb. I've been mad he ain't been coming too, yo. I was talking about him yesterday. Like he ain't come to the camp. But he just called. He said he coming to the camp. Yo, that make me so happy. Word up. I mean, cause like, yo, the camp is hard. Man, that camp is grueling. We put them through work. I mean, so when a kid called, yo, it's Sunday. He called and let me know, like, yo, I'm coming to camp tomorrow. Make sure you come pick me up. But be that as it may, man, let's go back to Du Bois, man. You just made me happy just now.
Which also goes toward buying homes, educating children, giving simple, helpful amusement to the young, and accumulating something in the savings bank against a rainy day. A crusade for the savings bank as the insurance society ought to be started in the 7th ward without delay. Also directly after the war, there was great and remarkable enthusiasm for education. There is no doubt but that this enthusiasm has fallen off. And there is today much neglect of children among the Negroes and failure to send them regularly to school. This should be looked into by the Negroes themselves and every effort made to induce full regular attendance. Above all, the better classes of the Negroes should recognize their duty toward the masses. They should not forget that the spirit of the 20th century is to be the turning of the high toward the lowly, the bending of humanity to all that is human, the recognition that in the slums of modern society lie the answers to most of our puzzling problems of organization and life, and that only as we solve those problems is our culture assured and our progress certain.
Think about that. He's telling them. That's the talented 12. He's telling them the only way for us to move forward is for you to go back into them ghettos, into them slums, to go educate those people, to put institutions there, to raise those people up. What do they do in our community? They come in and buy up the apartment building, they buy up the property and double the rent. And then they be out there like, yo, like, look at me. What's his name from the Celtics? They just traded him, Brown, whatever his name is. Talking about, I'm about to open up Black Wall Street in the community. They go buy up all the property. Now they the face of white supremacy, and we all supposed to go rent from them. And they think, yo, look at me, I done struck a blow for the revolution. You a fool. You think we all too dumb to see what you're doing, that you're coming in, you're exploiting us. You're the white man now. Black capitalism and white capitalism is the same.
This, the Negro is far from recognizing for himself. His social evolution in cities like Philadelphia is approaching a medieval stage when the centrifugal forces of repulsion between social classes are becoming more powerful than those of attraction. So hard has been the rise of the better class of Negroes that they fear to fall, as now they stoop to lend a hand to their fellows. This feeling is intensified by the blindness of those outsiders who persist even now in confounding the good and bad, the risen and fallen in one mass. Nevertheless, the Negro must learn the lesson that other nations learn so laboriously and imperfectly, that his better classes have their chief excuse for being in the work they may do toward lifting the rabble. This is especially true in a city like Philadelphia, which has so distinct and creditable a Negro aristocracy, that they do something already to grapple with these social problems of their race is true, but they do not yet do nearly as much as they must, nor do they clearly recognize their responsibility.
They do recognize their responsibility, bruh. They just don't want to do it because they fear retribution from white supremacy, from the capitalists that control them. Even today, that's why the rich people don't come in the community to build the schools. Yo, so they're going to look, you're building a school, you're building a black school, or you against what we're doing? I mean, they are afraid. So they'll come in, they'll build a school, but it's white supremacy school. It's teaching the same curriculum. They'll put their name on it. Yo, where I was driving, I think I was in East Orange, and I saw a Sheila Oliver school. They got her face. I think they had her face up there. But what they're teaching inside? What is the curriculum inside? I saw they got Michelle Obama face on the school over there on Avon. What they're teaching inside Avon? They're teaching revolutionary stuff. I think they got a school named after her. Yo, all these Negroes around here, all this Uncle Tom that worked in these government, these sellouts that worked in the government, they have monuments of themselves all over the place. So our people can try to say, like, that's what I want to emulate. I want to be like that Uncle Tom that did nothing for the people. What Sheila Oliver do? But other than throw people into the streets. Because I met her on First Street. That's the first place I really talked to her. Because when the slumlords came there, they had sold the building to another group of slumlords. So we've been working in the community for I think probably 10-something years at that point, spending all our money to work with the children. So I asked them, they had a meeting outside. They had the tent. They brought all the dignitaries. Sheila Oliver was there, Raz Baraka. This had to be 2019, 2020. I'm not sure. But they all were there under the tent talking about how they're helping out the city, how they're bringing the developers to do this, to do that. Developers that going to come in and we're going to double the rent because we lived through it already. They already doubled the rent and kicked everybody out of there already, illegally, with the help of the politicians. Sheila was right there. I'm like, yo, I asked her, I'm like, yo, when you gonna start holding these people accountable? Yo, she had security around her. I think she just had got a new office or something. I think she just became the lieutenant governor or something. She had all these pigs around her, and they trying to tell me. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, who you think you talking to? I'm like, yo, I'm a resident here. We pay taxes. I work here. I use my money. I was loud, so everybody could hear me because they had the cameras and everything. I'm like, I use my money here to work for this community. She's supposed to be a politician serving this community. How you gonna tell me I can't ask her no question? Then she tried to soften it. I'm like, man, get out of my face. That's the kind of energy you're supposed to have towards these traitors, these sellouts. They are worse than rapists. All these politicians are the same energy you have for a rapist, you should have for them. They're the ones throwing your children into jail. They wrote the policies for these people to come in and steal all our homes. These politicians did it. They enabled them. And you know what? Patience read a book yesterday. She was like, yo, they don't have no citations in this book. She's like, this is just an opinion book. Yo, so the stuff I'm saying, yeah, here's my citation. Go look up Noah Clown Report, written by Rutgers University. They're going to tell you in there, inside that, the Noah Clown Report, these politicians wrote policies that enabled the corporations to come in and steal our homes. How should I feel about that person? I should be smiling in their face. It's just your job. Even though you done took my home, took my mama home, took everybody home, I should be smiling in your face. These politicians are the worst in our community. They're like a cancer that we need to rip out.
Finally, the Negro must cultivate a spirit of calm, patient, persistent in their attitude toward their fellow citizens, rather than of loud and intemperate complaint. A man may be wrong and know he is wrong, and yet some finesse must be used in telling him of it.
I am beat. I show a lot of patience. I show a lot of patience to you Negroes. I show a lot of patience. That's why I work with your kids. That's why I don't go to your events. I don't talk to you. Because I already understand you. I know where you're coming from. I know they done made you an idiot. They done socialized you to be a complete fool. So I'm not going to stand there and argue with you. But I'm not going to bend. I'm not going to bend one iota to come down to your level of ignorance. I know who my enemy is. I know who the traitors are. Yesterday I had to leave the cookout because a whole bunch of government officials started coming to the cookout because we usually have the cookout every year. They've been doing it. I don't celebrate the 4th, but like if the people are doing it, I mean, this is how you get to talk to the people to bring them in. You got to go where the people are at. So like for a while now, I've been going to the cookout. But there's a whole bunch of city people started coming to the cookouts. They smiling. Now I got to sit there with them, smiling with them, dabbing them up. When I know, like, you're working for people that's making my life hell. I just felt uncomfortable. I said I had to leave. I paid money. I paid money for it. I brought juice, drink, sodas. We paid for the fireworks. I ain't seen none of that. I got up and left. That's the patience I have. To just leave and not even argue with you and be, what do you call it, temperance? I ain't even going to go through all of that with you. I'm going to just leave. That's the level we at. There's no negotiation. There's nothing to talk about. If you work there, if you work with these people, you're part of the problem. I mean, ain't no sympathy. I don't feel sorry for you. You are part of the problem. You're taking that money, you're building those relationships, and you're going to sit here and co-sign their behavior because it benefits you. And then I'm supposed to be sitting here smiling and laughing with you because I want to make you feel comfortable for being a traitor? You a traitor. You a traitor. This video. This is the people we talking about. This video right here. Where's the video? Look at this video right here. I know him. I know that kid right there. Hey, General Secretary, you see him, right?
I can't really see on my phone. Who we looking at?
Hey, Poppy, you see him? Right here. Right here on the side of the screen right here. You know who this is?
Oh, yeah, I know who that is.
No, Poppy, you know who this is, Poppy? Poppy, you still up or you sleeping? Yeah, I don't know what's up with Poppy. He probably just got it on like he watching the show. He probably not even watching. But this kid right here, his name is Corey Lewis. That's what you call it, Marquise Lewis people. I used to work with this kid. I know this kid when he was in high school. I met him in high school on the basketball team, whatever. I've had conversations with him. But I can't be cool with you. These are the people in North that vote. These are the people that they cut some of them checks to that are benefiting from what Ras Baraka is doing. But this kid is not one of them. I'm not gonna be in no space talking and boo-hooing and boo-loving with you, and I know you work with these people. He looked happy to be there. He don't look like they forced him there. These are the people that he sees as being successful. These Uncle Toms. Let me play the rest of the video. Let me play the video. He said cocktail hour was crazy. Oh my God, man, I gotta relax.
A cocktail hour, that cocktail hour was crazy. That's a lot from Newark. We don't get a cocktail hour like that. That was serious. I appreciate all you for supporting us, for supporting Team Baraka, for supporting all the things that we do in the city. It's not easy. And so we need all the love and support that we can get. I want to thank all the elected officials from around the state that came and showed up for us today, from the far down in Boytown, all the way up to East Orange and Orange and all the folks around us every single day. I give it up to mayors that try to do this work, especially now. In this era, it's hard work. There's a lot of criticism and less love than we used to get. But listen, just rely on God. Lean on a higher power. Keep doing what you think is right for you and your community, and you always
keep doing what you think is right. As if there's no mandate out there for what's right. Just keep doing what you think is right. Look at all them people standing out there. Yo, there's no talking to these people. There's no talking to them. Them people are eating. They're getting the crumbs. They're getting that Judas money. I mean, that kid Corey is right there. That's Marquise. I told you, Marquise Lewis. I think that's his brother or something. But I didn't care about that when I was working with him. But now he got to make money. He got children. He got a family. He's going to associate with this class of people because he believes this is where the money is at. So they make decisions off money. He called me. He called my phone having comments like, damn, Africa, like that, because I called his man. His man is a cop, Sadat a cop. And like, and they sent me a message like, yo, all cops are traitors. I'm like, yeah, a pig is a pig. I mean, these kids was around me growing up. I mean, so now they're working in these fields, in these spaces. I mean, they talk to me on the phone. They be like, yeah, you know, we just doing it. It's a job, whatever. You're not just doing it. You are what you do. If this is what you do every day of your life, if you get up, you put on that uniform, you're around these pigs every day of your life, you are a pig. You become a pig. You work, you go into this political stuff. So Corey could tell me, like, I'm just doing this because, like, I'm trying to make it, trying to eat. Yo, you go out to go campaign for these people. You support these people. You go to all these spaces, you dress up, you wear your suit. You think you're doing something positive. You may feel embarrassed when you're talking to me and say what you're saying. But by and large, you and I know what's really going on. You ain't putting the wool over my eye. And that's where I'm at with it. I'm not making no deals with nobody. Nobody. I'm not lying. Say this space, everything we do is going to be pure. We are going to be pure. It don't matter if you got to sleep on the floor. It don't matter if I can't get a job in Newark. It don't matter if I can't work nowhere with 3 degrees in the city. It don't matter if people don't want to talk to me. It don't matter if I'm isolated. Man, we're not playing these games no more. And at some point, we have to do that. We have to build our own if we ever want to get out the mess we in.
The risen and fallen in one mass. Nevertheless, the Negro must learn the lesson that other nations learn so laboriously and imperfectly that his better classes have their chief excuse for being in the work they may do toward lifting the rabble. This is especially true in a city like Philadelphia, which has so distinct and credible a Negro aristocracy that they do something already to grapple with these social problems of their race is true, but they do not yet do nearly as much as they must, nor do they clearly recognize their responsibility. Finally, the Negro must cultivate a spirit of calm, patient, persistent in their attitude toward their fellow citizens, rather than of loud and intemperate complaint. A man may be wrong and know he is wrong, and yet some finesse must be used in telling him of it. The white people of Philadelphia are perfectly conscious that their Negro citizens are not treated fairly in all respects, but it will not improve matters to call names or impute unworthy motives to all men. Social reforms move slowly, and yet when right is reinforced by calm but persistent progress, we somehow all feel that in the end it must triumph. Section 58, the duty of the whites. There is a tendency on the part of many white people to approach the Negro question from the side which just now is of at least pressing importance, namely that of social intermingling of the races. The old query, would you want your sister to marry a nigger, still stands as a grim sentinel to stop much rational discussion. And yet, few white women have been pained by the addresses of black suitors, and those who have easily got rid of them. The whole discussion is little less than foolish. Perhaps a century from today, we may find ourselves seriously discussing such questions of social policy, but it is certain that just as long as one group deems it a serious missalliance to marry with another, just so long few marriages will take place, and it will need neither law nor argument to guide human choice in such a matter. Certainly, the masses of whites would hardly acknowledge that an active propaganda of repression was necessary to ward off intermarriage. Natural pride of race, strong on one side and growing on the other, may be trusted to ward off such mingling as might in this stage of development prove disastrous to both races. All this, therefore, is a question of the far-off future. Today, however, we must face the fact that a natural repugnance to close intermingling with unfortunate ex-slaves has descended to a discrimination that very seriously hinders them from being anything better. It is right and proper to object to ignorance and consequently to ignorant men. But if by our actions we have been responsible for their ignorance and are still actively engaged in keeping them ignorant, their argument loses its moral force. So with the Negroes, men have the right to object to a race so poor and ignorant and inefficient as the mass of the Negroes. But if their policy in the past is parent of much of this condition, and if today, by shutting black boys and girls out of most avenues of decent employment, they are increasing pauperism and vice, then they must hold themselves largely responsible for the deplorable results. There is no doubt that in Philadelphia, the center and kernel of the Negro problem, so far as the white people are concerned, is the narrow opportunities afforded Negroes for earning a decent living. Such discrimination is morally wrong, politically dangerous, industrially wasteful, and socially silly. It is the duty of whites to stop it, and to do so primarily for their own sake. Industrial freedom of opportunity has by long experience been proven to be generally best for all. Moreover, the cause of crime and pauperism, the growth of slums, and the pernicious influences of idleness and lewdness cost the public far more than would the hurt to the feelings of a carpenter to work beside a black man or a shop girl to stand beside a darker mate. This does not contemplate the wholesale replacing of white workmen for Negroes out of sympathy or philanthropy. It does mean that talent should be rewarded and aptness used in commerce and industry, whether its owner be black or white, that the same incentive to good, honest, effective work be placed before a black office boy as before a white one, before a black porter as before a white one, and that unless this is done, the city has no voice, lose interest in work, and drift into idleness and crime. Probably a change in public opinion on this point tomorrow would not make very much difference in the positions occupied by Negroes in the city. Some few will be promoted, some few will get new places. The mass would remain as they are. But it would make one vast difference. It would inspire the young to try harder. It would stimulate the idle and discouraged, and it would take away from this.
I'm trying to hurry up and get through this section. It's like a few minutes left, but I'm not going to let this slide right here. Yo, let me tell y'all something. Yo, every single white person in the United States of America can be pro-black, can agree that we should be treated fairly, nothing will change. The government won't change how it treats us. The corporations won't change how they treat us. Yo, our issue is not the color line. You was wrong, Du Bois. It wasn't the color line. It's the class line. It is not the color line. Every hell that we catching, everything that's going on here with us is not just because of our skin. Enough time, enough of that. We have to get rid of that way of thinking. Everything that's going on with us is not because of just our skin. White people just don't like us.
Peace and blessings.
Look, peace and blessings, but let me finish this story. You could go. Okay. Ras Baraka is as black as me. The teachers in these schools are as black as me. The people in the council are black and Spanish. Everybody around here black. And we still catching this hell. This ain't about racism, man. It's about capitalism. It's about money. Who got it and who don't. You could be black like me, but if you're willing to trade your soul to help these people, throw people into the streets, shoot people in the back, eliminate people out here, you can make money. You can be paid. So this ain't about no white people. Because if all the white people decided to be pro-black, nothing will change. We'll still be catching the same hell. They'll start shooting them in the face too. Go ahead, Muta.
Najee, please say something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everybody, it's a class struggle, darn
it. What he said?
Say it again.
Hey everybody, it's a class struggle, darn
it. It's a class struggle, goddammit. All power to the people. All power to the people. Nah, they trick us. They trick us by bringing that white. Hey, yo, this white boy leave from Pennsylvania. He's here now. Tomorrow when we doing the camp, he's going to be picking up kids to bring them to the camp so we could do the work that we do. Man, ask me how many black people around here doing that, yo, that see me every day. Yo, ask me how many the parents of these children that we've been working with for almost 20 years now. Ask me how many of those parents give up gas money on volunteer their time. Ask me. But somebody would tell me, nah, don't organize with the white boy. Don't talk to the white boy because he's white. Because you're stupid. I'm not a bigot. I'm not a racist. I'm too big for that. I'm too smart. I think I'm a smart person. I think I'm intellectual. That's why I read. For me to sitting here being a savage where I say I'm a bigot, I don't like somebody because they were born and came on this planet one certain color. So then I'm gonna hate them because of that. That's stupid. And I'm not moving like that. Yo, I don't like you if you're a scumbag. If you're doing the people dirty, throwing people into the streets, helping this government kill our people, no, I don't like you. But I'm not just going to hate somebody just because they color their skin.
The present excuse for failure, prejudice. Such a policy will work in revolution in the criminal rate.
Go ahead.
I also want to say, because a lot of these black people, they be talking about we need to take care of black people first before we can go fight other people's fight. Anybody in the audience can respond if you like to. I want to know what fight black people have fought, and it included nobody else. Because even from back in the day, civil rights, slavery, all that, any kind of protest, rally, riot, fights, or whatever, it was more other people than black people. So I want somebody to tell me what fight, what struggle, what protest, what rally that black people was out there by themselves. And another thing, I want somebody to answer this. What does it look like for black people to take care of themselves first in this society where you live among other people? Not only that, how do black people take care of themselves first and then get to take care of all the other problems that are intertwined with the black problem, whatever they deem the black problem? I really want somebody that's a black first person, preferably an ADOS, FBA, or pro-black, whatever. I really want them to answer these questions because whenever they're talking, I don't see the answers. What does that look like, taking care of black people first? in this society.
All power to the people. I don't know either, because most black people don't even want to talk to you. The black people that even got a job, the one that got nice, decent jobs, they don't want to do nothing for nobody. They don't want to talk to nobody or do nothing. They don't want to contribute. You know, like, I'm a firebrand. Like, don't everybody know I don't mess with the city. So if they trying to get access to the city, they're not trying to talk to me. They're not liking none of my videos. They're not even coming to my show to come watch the show, because they don't want to be seen being associated with me. Like that kid Corey. That kid Corey don't like nothing I post. He don't say nothing, even though he tell me like, yeah, we cool. Like they not supporting nothing I'm doing. They're not showing up because they don't want to be seen next to me, because they know it's gonna come back as a backlash on them. It's gonna stop them from getting closer to white supremacy. So which black people are you really going to get to do anything? Because the poor niggas in the block, the poor, the ones that actually need this revolution, they're not beat. They're more capitalist than the capitalists. All they're thinking about is trying to find a way to make money. They're not coming to serve nobody. They don't want to hear that back to Africa stuff. I mean, so like, I want to know where this magical black people going to be at that are going to come up and help do anything.
During the next 10 years, even the Negro boot black could black boots better if he knew he was a Negro, not because he was a Negro, but because he was best fitted for that work. We need then a radical change in public opinion on this point. It will not and ought not to come suddenly, but instead of thoughtless acquiesce in the continual and steadily encroaching exclusion of Negroes from work in the city. The leaders of industry and opinion ought to be trying here and there to open up new opportunities and give new chances to bright colored boys. The policy of the city today simply drives out the best class of young people whom its schools have educated and social opportunities trained, and fills their places with idle and vicious immigrants. It is a paradox of the times that young men and women from some of the best Negro families of the city, families born and reared here and schooled in the best traditions of this municipality, have actually had to go to the South to get work if they wish to be aught but chambermaids and boot blacks. Not that such work may not be honorable and useful, but that it is a wrong to make skillions of engineers as it is to make engineers of skillions.
Yeah, but then he just said you should go take the job. But when it comes to the rich black folks, like, they shouldn't go take those jobs. But the Negro, the one in the slums, it don't matter if the job don't pay you a lot. I mean, you should go take it just so you could have pride in that you have work. You see the double talk, the contradictions. Well, the contradictions tell you where somebody really at. But you see the rich Negroes, the one that went to school, that had the resources to go to school, after they get all this education, you're like, nah, they shouldn't be no boot black. They shouldn't be cleaning people's shoes or repairing shoes. They shouldn't be that. No, these people should be professional. But us, our children, they should take whatever job, even though they don't pay nothing. I'm telling you, the truth.
Because Chairman,
yeah.
Again, not only that, he's writing for these Quakers, so of course he's got to make them not feel any kind of accountability. So basically, he's telling people, like, the boot black people, like, be content with being a slave. Like, one step above a slave, because you actually gain a little chump change, but be content with that. It's not slavery. It's just a little better. But that's just like today. Be content with your situation as it is. Don't do nothing. Don't protest. Don't argue. Just sit there. Let people get locked up in concentration camps. Let other people go out there and
what Jay-Z say? Patience, what Jay-Z say? Jay-Z said, I'm not an idealist. I'm a realist. Yeah, I'm a realist. I deal with the world the way it is. So if you're a boot black, if all our children can be boot black, let them go do that. But except for when it's dumb, they got to be paid what they're worth. They got to be paid what they're valued.
Such a situation is a disgrace to the city, a disgrace to its Christianity, to its spirit of justice, to its common sense. What can be the end of such a policy but increased crime and increased excuse for crime?
Do you hear this goofy? Yo, he just told us earlier, like when I started this chapter. Hey, yo, you should take whatever menial job. It's giving you pride. But when it comes to people in his class, remember, like your son just said on Muta, it's a class struggle, goddammit. When it's his class, everything goes to hell now. They should be ashamed of themselves. How dare you offer them this kind of job? That's how you're gonna get crime. Oh, now you understand that. So you don't have to be afraid of these people that they call intellectual, that they say they were so smart. This ain't smart at all what he's talking right here. He's talking double talk because he's a paid operative. They paid him. And I would say that to his face if he would say it right now. He probably wouldn't, if I could bring him back, he won't even want to talk about this book.
Increased poverty and more reason to be poor. Increased political serfdom of the mass of black voters to the bosses and rascals who divide the spoils. Surely here lies the first duty of the civilized city. Secondly, in their efforts for the uplifting of the Negro, the people of Philadelphia must recognize the existence of the better class of Negroes and must gain their active aid and cooperation by generous and polite conduct. Social sympathy must exist between what is best in both races, and there must no longer be the feeling that the Negro, who makes the best of himself, is of at least account to the city of Philadelphia, while the vagabond is to be helped and pitied.
You see that another class argument? This is where these people get all their class arguments from. He just said it. He's saying like the city treats the educated and the knowledgeable. And back then, most of those people were slave babies. Like the master raped the slave, and they had this white half mixed kids, and they had them living in the house doing all. Like he said that when he started the book, he said all these mulattoes. Most of these people that were successful were mulattoes because they got access to education, all of that. And he's saying right here that the government treats the people on the plantation, the poor black people, the vagabonds, better than they treat these people that were allowed to get education, like he makes absolutely no sense. But this is the class argument, the class rhetoric. Like you talk to people now and they be like, yeah, the people on welfare, they get everything. You ain't got to get a job. They'll show pictures online about welfare. They'll tell you, they be telling me, I be hearing people saying everywhere that immigrants are getting all this money. They're getting they got like $10,000 in food stamp. If you go down there to go get welfare, bro, you got to go through so many loopholes to get it. They're not just giving people free welfare out here, thousands of dollars, $10,000, $5,000, $1,000. People just making up stuff to try to justify their arguments. This government, this sociopathic government, is not just giving people thousands of dollars. I got to see it.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the first question is, are you a citizen or not?
That's
from there they go through.
That's the first question. You got to prove to them that you a Negro, like you was born here, like you done went through all of you. They don't just come in there and just be like, yo, you know what? Come in. You a foreigner. You don't have no paperwork here. We're gonna just give you more money. That ain't how none of this work. And if it is happening like that, yo, show me, correct me, show me where it's going on like that. Let me meet this person, this Spanish person, this African person, whatever, that went down to welfare and they gave them like thousands of dollars in resources. That makes absolutely. Yo, you know what? I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna keep it going.
Better class of Negroes does not want help or pity, but it does want a generous recognition of its difficulties and a broad sympathy with the problem of life as it presents itself to them. It is composed of men and women, educated, in many cases cultured. With proper cooperation, they could be a vast power in the city, and the only power that can successfully cope with many phases of the Negro problem. But their active aid cannot be gained for purely selfish motives, or kept by churlish and ungentle manners, and above all, their object to being patronized. Again, the white people of the city must remember that much of the sorrow and bitterness that surrounds the life of the American Negro comes from the unconscious prejudice and half-conscious actions of men and women who do not intend to wrong or annoy.
Wrong. Wrong. Hey, yo, our stress come from the slumlords. Our stress come from these politicians. Our stress come from the society that's been created around us to control how we live. My stress don't come from white people. I'm not stressed out about no white person. None. Even back then, those common white people were not the people that had slaves. Common white people couldn't have slaves. You had to have money to be able to have a plantation, to be able to have slaves. It was the business people. It was the corporation people. Because after slavery, they just flipped it upside down and they made these people corporations now. Now you're not a plantation, a slave master on a plantation. Now you got, what you got? I don't know, Jiffy Lube. I don't know, whatever they call your company. You got KFC. You got McDonald's. They found ways to transform whatever they were doing on the plantation, and they made them legal business corporate owners. These are the people that stress me out. These are the people that poison the air, that poison the water. These are the people. These are the people that pay the police to police us and keep us in our communities, to shoot us in the back. These are the people. Ain't no average white person. This ain't the space where you're going to come here and hear any of this goofy stuff. Anybody that you hear that's talking about white, they don't know what they're talking about, or they're trying to exploit your ignorance. I'm going to say it again. Every single white person in America can become pro-black. Now, condition is not changing. It's not. If you don't believe that, I don't know what to say to you, man. Because, I'm going off data. According to science, we're living under imperialism. We're living under an oligarchy. What they call it? What they be calling? What kind of government? A representative government. This is a republic. You know what a republic mean? It means rich people are in power and they decide how you live. They decide if your water poison. They decide if your air poison. They decide how much money you make. They decide all of this. They tell you there's a gas shortage, but the gas companies are making more money than they ever made a day in their life, but you got to pay more for gas. How does that even work? If there's a shortage, the gas people are paying more money. Okay, so now I'm paying more money to balance out the money that they're paying. They shouldn't be making more money than they ever made. They should just be okay. Or I paid enough to keep them where they was at before, even though I don't agree with that. But how the hell do they make billions, millions on top of what they was making before? Because they're all stealing. They're all scammers and frauds. And nobody's going to hold them accountable. All these politicians that be in the hood locking people up for smoking weed, for doing this, for selling drugs. You can't go get this gas station that just price gouged us. But I should be worried. I should be mad that you didn't go lock up somebody selling some coke or something, or selling weed on the street. That should be where my mind is at, not the slumlord that just double rent illegally, threw people into the streets. That you don't have police to go lock them up. You only could lock up and frisk our children in the hood. I'm good off that.
One is not compelled to discuss the Negro question with every Negro one meets, or to tell him of his father who was connected with the Underground Railroad. One is not compelled to stare at the solitary black face in the audience as though it were not human. It is not necessary to sneer or be unkind or boorish if the Negroes in the room or on the street are not all the best behaved or have not the most elegant manners. It is hardly necessary to strike from the dwindling list of one's boyhood and girlhood, acquaintances or school day friends, all those who happen to have Negro blood, simply because one has not the courage now to greet them on the street. The little decencies of daily intercourse can go on, the courtesies of life be exchanged even across the color line, without any danger to the supremacy of the Anglo-Saxon or the social ambition of the Negro. Without doubt, social differences are facts, not fancies, and cannot lightly be swept aside. But they hardly need to be looked upon as excuses for downright meanness and incivility. A polite and sympathetic attitude toward these striving thousands, a delicate avoidance of that which moles and embitters them, a generous granting of opportunity to them, a seconding of their efforts, and a desire to reward honest success. All this, added to proper striving on their part, will go far even in our day toward making all men, white and black, realize what the great founder of the city meant when he named it the City of Brotherly Love. This is the conclusion of the Philadelphia Negro by W.E.B. Du Bois. Readings have been done by Comrade, General Secretary Patience, Captain Patience, and Minister of Information, Rodrigo. This is the Panthers of New Jersey. All power to the people.
All power to the people. All power to the people. Yo, we don't have that much time. I wanted to go into this Obama,
The South
conversation
runs on the lakefront, just like the north side of Chicago.
But I want to pick one to talk about. I was going to talk about all of this, right? But we had a lively conversation.
As you say, one of the things that I learned when I moved to Chicago.
Yeah.
One of the
things you learned. Where is the video? I need to find this video.
For folks who come to visit, the first thing they'll actually see is
it's not that.
People are the ones who are creating wealth, and they deserve to keep it. And we don't need to take care of the vulnerable, and we don't need to make public investments in our community. The story's always been there. And I think sometimes we get confused in thinking that happened during my presidency in this broader sweep of American history. And as I said before, this idea that, on the right, and you see this in the Trump administration, this idea that any suggestion or criticism that America was anything other than perfect is unpatriotic.
It's a suggestion that you hate your country.
Suggesting that you hate your country. Now, the flip side is, among progressives, sometimes there is this sense of, the only true narrative of America is this one of oppression and exclusion.
That's the only one I know. Yo, I was going to go into the one where he said, where he excused away slavery. This is a black man. He said George Washington was a slave owner, but he was smart. So now he good. I mean, he good. He was a slave. These people had slaves. They turned human beings into animals. But he good now because he was smart. I don't know smart in what. Smart in catching people out there and being a scammer to defraud people, to make them think that he cared about human beings when he was a slave owner. I don't know what was so smart about him. But George Washington was a sociopath. And Obama is sitting here. What he just said, he said if you look at America, it's just being oppressive, his whole history. When wasn't it oppressive? When wasn't the United States of America oppressive to black people? As a black person living in the United States of America, from its inception to now, when has black people ever not been oppressed by this government? But these are the kind of leaders that they put in front of us. You see MS Now. This is a government station. You see Barack come out and speak when they shot that 1-year-old boy the other day. You see him come out for Carmelo Anthony. You see him come out for any of our people that they brutalize on these streets that the police lynch. But he's coming up here to promote a presidential center. So they give him an interview and he come up here to speak. And look why he don't come around. This is why he don't come to talk to us. Because every time he come to talk to us, he sounds whiter than the whitest white man. This dude just think about the people that you have conversations with and what kind of person would justify slavery. He just pardoned slave master because he got a house in Martha's Vineyard. Because he allowed in their group. He's in their space. They paid. He's a Judas. So to him, slavery, what slavery? I wasn't a slave. None of you were slaves. Why are you still complaining about slavery? That's who Obama is. Obama is a sellout and a traitor. So is Ras Baraka and every single politician in the United States of America. because this government is a capitalist government. And to work in this government, you have to bend the knee to these people. They're not allowing anybody to just go up in there because they're trying to maintain what they got. So they put people like this in position of power. And we're not supposed to sit here celebrating these people. These people are sociopaths and they're traitors. This is the boot-licking Uncle Toms, man. When Malcolm was talking about the house nigga, field nigga, this is who he was talking about. Look at him. Look how he dressed. Dressed like the master, too. Look at his speech. Talk just like the master. If the house on fire, he going to come and try to save the house. We talking about America, white supremacy, imperialism. I mean, if they like he come in and see somebody like me, or progressive like me, or revolutionary like me, if it's on fire, burn to the ground, because there's nothing good that has come out of this. Obama is coming with the water hose. Go ahead, General Secretary.
And that's why it was important for us to point out what Donna Jackson got on that stage and said, because just like Obama, they will make excuses and they will sit in your face because they black, or they've been so-called fighting a fight for people for the past 30 years, and then they will have you whitewash history like we've been doing, Obama being the best. No, first it was Clinton, the first black president. Now we got Obama, the first black best president. Like all these people are animals, savages, murderers, traitors. And if you don't nip it in the bud, well, ain't no hope for Donna, because she's going into a burning house. Like Martin already told us that. So whatever she thinks she's going to change, well, she already told us her first priority is for us to get a broom and go outside and sweep. So I don't see like how she's going into this system that you can't change or reform, because if you could, it would have been done. It would be called socialism and communism.
I'm looking at the water. Like, for the rest of my life, I'm not going to forget him going to Detroit, picking up that cup of water and telling the people the water was safe for them to drink. That's what he's here for. He's here to justify these people's crimes against us. That's what he's here for. And this person interviewing him, they're all in a what you call it? They're all in a group together, in a club together, and we not welcome in that club. We not welcoming that. I'm going to show you the club in Newark. This is the club in Newark. This is how they do things. The people that interview them is all in their circle. That lady that's interviewing him, she helped to build that mausoleum that he got out there. Dead nonsense in there, because there's nothing revolutionary in there. It's all to maintain white supremacy, and they stick his name on the wall. Obama, but everything in there is white supremacy propaganda. It's imperialist propaganda. I mean, and like, there's no talking to these people. Like all these people in this room right here, there's no talking to them. There's no trying to talk to them to try to convince them, persuade them. They're there because they belong to that club. They're there because they get resources, or they believe they're going to get resources for being part of this. So while people are being thrown into the streets, they understand their own families get thrown into the streets too. But they're individuals, and they don't care about nobody else. You see, they're well organized. Look at them. These people are these are not family members. These are all different people that come together that are part of the Democratic cult. That is who these people are. And if you're not in their circle of the Democratic cult, they're not allowing you to come in there. That's not the space where you're going to be at. These are the people that's eating in the city, that they're giving jobs to, giving access to things to. Everybody in the city is not there. Don't participate in none of this. If you're fooling yourself, like, when he become mayor, we all become mayor, you a goddamn fool. You a fool. Because look at them. They're good. These people look like they worried about rent to you. France Fanon said, the last must be first, and the first must be last. That's the only way I look at these people. Like, we're not friends, we're not cool, we're none of that. You are the enemy. And once we all start to understand that, then we could strategize how to defeat them. We need to have our own boss right like this. We need to have our own meetings like this. But we're talking about getting rid of all of these people. Because these are the enemies within. All of them. I mean, and I have no qualms about it. See, I'm not worried about trying to be in their circle. Like I want to be cool with them. Man, they could all die. I wouldn't care. They're not here to do nothing for us. They live off our oppression. I mean, anybody could try to change my mind on it. But I don't know how you could change my mind on it. Their paychecks, everything that they get, derived from our suffering and our exploitation. That's the only way they're in that room. That's Ross Baraka in there thanking everybody. I mean, they're thanking everybody for winning again, winning the sellout Olympics again. And these are all the people that went door to door that are part of the team all around the state. Them going around to lie to all of us that if you put these people in office, our lives are going to change. These are the professional people. Some of the talented 10 people might be in there too. And all they're pushing is white supremacy and imperialism. And these people ain't pushing black power. Look at them. They're not organizing the community. They're not serving the people. If anybody got something to say, man, talk to me real quick before we get up out of here, because we're on the time schedule. We got a few more minutes left. Anybody got something to say?
I do.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the majority of what you are saying, I totally agree with, unfortunately, and it's a really tragic situation. But I do want to add in that if we had more people in these seats that had integrity, we would be able to see some significant progression. I'm not even in a seat, and I was able to talk to not one but only two groups of people, and was able to get $2.5 million toward low-income housing. So the problem, like you said, is with class. It's the class. When I brought the money back to the city, right, the city said that I have to share what I'm doing with 5 other people who didn't have nothing to do with helping me get the money. Like, people who have money, they don't mind giving up the money. People know that, for the most part, our people haven't been treated right or fair. So, but they don't like dealing with people who they think that they're selling us out themselves. And people know this. This is not a secret. The white people have these conversations. I was driving Uber. That was a typical conversation when they got into my car about us being sold out. But everybody know it except for the people here. And when you talk about organizing, it's absolutely a must. But we have we have really low political IQ, right? And we'll look at somebody running for office and say, oh, I don't like them based on aesthetics, or based on what we heard. Has nothing to do with policy, has nothing to do with, just things that it should have something to do with. And what happens is the corruption, they're thieves and liars. So they learn the gift of gab. They learn how to brainwash the people into the way that they want them to think. And so that's what we have. That's what I meant before when I said the people can't see the forest for the trees, because they don't know who the good guy and who the bad guy, because they will not. It's too many distractions. And I did a live this morning. It was like in Rome, you must do as the Romans do. And remember, in Rome they had the Colosseum, right, for entertainment, and that's where you see all the basketball players getting way more money than a school teacher, because it brings it's entertainment, right? And that's how you see, what's her name? What's the young lady name with that ratchet song that's out now that everybody's talking about?
Spin that shit.
Yeah,
MIA.
Yeah. And so you'll have people listening to that, right, as entertainment in the Coliseum. You understand? Even though the centuries have changed, like some stuff, it don't change. And when you said earlier about, the mayor being a part of COINTELPRO, and again, I want to make this specific. This is not about him per se. This is about any black mayor in any black location. I don't care if it's Chicago, Detroit, I don't care. They have a script, and they're going to follow it. And you can best believe they done gave Donna Jackson a good sitting down talking to.
No, you're right.
And so the question becomes, when you go to every city and it looks just like yours, right? The same liquor stores, the same churches mentioned, the same bodegas, all the stores that don't represent us. Because in North Newark, like I said, the business districts look like them, from Broadway all the way to Grafton Avenue Project. Why is it that the business districts don't look like us on South Orange Avenue or on Springfield Avenue, 18th Avenue, Bergen Street? Why? And they'll give us a car note for college. I mean, they'll give us a loan for college. They'll give, they'll wrap us up in debt. They'll give us, a loan for a car. But they won't allow us to get loans for businesses like they do other people, because they know. And some white people don't know. George Washington wasn't the first damn president. We had many black presidents before George Washington. But the average person walking around feel like Obama was the first black president. And he's not black once you listen to his thought processes and his ideologies. And I'm going to tell you what else. If you listen to Donna Jackson, because people don't do that. People love the sensationalism of, excuse my French, you cursing a motherfucker out. They love that. So that's what they listen to. But they're not listening to her. Like, now that she's, like, giving her platform, oh, my God, she's far left Republican. And I'm going to be honest, I don't have a problem with that, because we started off being Republicans, right, when we had our own businesses. So I'm not against that. I think that I like that better than big government, right? I don't like big government giving stipends to our people for generations, and then they're not starting businesses so that they could become billionaires and be powerful too. So, but what I'm arguing is that people don't even know what it is she stands for. I'm sure most people think that Donna is a Democrat, but I've listened to her recently. She's at a meeting off 18th Avenue that Christina Cherry called. Oh, so you can see her. If you look on Christina's page, I'm sure she still has the video up. And you could forward it until wherever Donna Jackson talks, and you will immediately hear what I'm talking about. But I'm going to tell you, 99% of the room didn't hear what I heard. And that's why they don't want me talking.
Wait, you said what page?
Christina Cherry.
Oh, my God, Christina Cherry. Who?
She was running.
Oh, nah, that's that brown-skinned lady, right?
Yeah, she was running.
She ran for something, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember her. She used to be cool with me too, till she found out my politics. Cause I used to go to them pop rallies. I mean, and I think I saw her there. There was the George Floyd rally, and she said, "Hey, African," she talking to me and stuff. And then the more she found out my politics, like she started talking to me. But yeah,
Let's go to the couple of wives. Ibrahim though.
No, Ibrahim didn't say nothing. If you want to say something, Ibrahim, you want to teach you better say so.
Yeah, but you really
Nah, I ain't saying nothing.
But you really gotta go to her page or Christina's page, get the video, download the video, and go to the part where Donna is speaking to the audience. And like I said, listen, I don't disagree with what she's talking about, because like big government hasn't done my people any good. Like, and don't get me wrong, I think it's good. Like, I got welfare, I got Section 8 and all of that stuff. I think it's a good stepping stone, but they make it almost impossible for you to get off. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a lot of nuance to all of these systems, but at the end of the day, if you listen to what Donna's saying, if you really listen to her, you're going to be like, wow. Like, she was even doing a little soft promotion for Trump. There she was.
Yeah, but check this out. Check this out. Yo, believe you me, I've listened to Donna before. I have a few issues with her politics, but I don't say that to people unless like I need to like anyway. But I'm so old. I don't forgot what I wanted to say already, yo. Yo, I swear to God, yo, I'm getting old as hell. Yo,
Go back to the shit. Go back to the first one.
Oh, you want me to play it?
No. So summer basketball camp has already started, as you know, but this summer we want to take the kids to the water park. So we have a GoFundMe set up. You're going to see it in the following slides. So please donate to the GoFundMe. These kids are going to be working hard in this hot sun all summer long. We need to take them to the water park. So we have a GoFundMe.
Oh,
Get your tribute.
that's my boy Kendrick right there. He's the one. Yeah, he the one that had the rapper. He the one that had the rapper. He walked over there to me. He was like, "Yo, Africa, there's no garbage." I took the rapper from him. I mean, but look, this is what we talk about with the organizing. I mean, like, this is how you got to do it. Like, it's every day, man. We together. We outside. Look at them. Look how they work. Look at them doing this. They're doing their push-ups. Yo, they come out and they do this work, and then they play. They play. We allow them to go play. Look, they ain't even got the nets on the hoop. Like, this is the people. They get money. We bought nets, but they got a different kind of hoop, so I can't even put it up there. I mean, but we went and bought nets and everything. I ain't had no ladder, so you see I brought the truck. We stood on top of the truck to try to put the nets up there. But the way that they got the rims, you need special nets. I don't know what they're doing. But it's summertime. They don't have, the rims are all bent up or twisted. They don't have no nets. It's just no nets.
Use zip ties. Zip tie it up there.
Oh, okay.
Use a zip tie
to tie the net up there.
Oh, you smart. Oh, you smart. Yo, that's what I'm talking about, bro. You that's a real basketball player in the hood.
We'll watch the video because we also take them swimming on Wednesday.
Yo, he said zip tie. Yo, that's good. Yo, I didn't even think about that, yo. And look, right there, that's the homeless shelter right there. Yo, everything that this kid's got to look to in the community is just negative, bro. And on the other is a youth facility. Let me see if you can see it. If you can see, it's right back there.
Go to the beginning video.
For the beginning video, you think it's in the beginning? I don't think it's in the beginning. It's not back there. Yeah, it's over. It's over here. I gotta catch it real quick before the thing turn. I mean, but this is what we do every day. It's about 20-something kids. It's right there. The youth center's like on the left side back there. You look right at it. Like, this is all the stuff that they have in the community to look at. In their community, there's nothing inspirational.
There's a school up the block looking at the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing inspirational. The only inspirational thing you get, you may see a picture of a politician. You may see Michelle Obama on Avon School. You may see, what else? What else you going to see? You see Donald Payne. All these people names on my man.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres. But there's nothing really up here to really stimulate the minds of the children and get them to start to think into the society that they're in. I mean, but this why we out here though, man. We you said you wanted to go to the swimming.
Yeah, it's at the end, towards the end.
It's towards the end.
So yeah, every Wednesday they go swimming.
Yeah, and you know what I want? I need somebody that know how to swim. I need somebody that know how to swim, that knows how to teach them. Yo, all these kids that come to the camp, yo, by the time they leave the camp in the summertime, I want them to know how to swim. I mean, so, like, we don't charge anything. So if you're coming here, we have the pool. We have the pool, we got the water, we got the kids. You want to come and give something to the community, to the children, you can pull up. We'll tell you what time. You come in there and you teach them how to swim. We go once a week. Once a week, every Wednesday, we take the kids to the pool. I mean, I'm really, really looking for somebody that know how to teach them how to swim. Yo, I knew how to swim.
Africa.
Yo.
Africa. You said every Wednesday, I'm going to call Kamora, because Kamora is been a lifeguard, so I'm going to see what her schedule look like. Where y'all swimming?
Rotunda. It's free.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. Okay, well, that's when my kids got free swimming lessons at the rec center.
Yeah, but they said they don't teach them how to swim at Rotunda. So we need somebody we need somebody that'll just come in there for like an hour. Now, I mean, you just work with them with the drills, however they got to do it, and then like we'll try to keep it going if you don't come back. But I definitely want somebody to come teach them how to swim. Even the parents are like, yeah, we would love for them to learn how to swim.
So piggyback on volunteers are needed, not just for swimming. We have a bunch of programs. We got summer camps, food program, housing assistance, clothing, necessities, and much more. Whatever you can volunteer, your time, your resource, other people, your kids.
But hold up. And it's not just, you're not just a volunteer. That's revolutionary work.
Yes.
This is revolutionary work. Like, everybody think revolution is going to pick up a gun to go do something stupid. Revolution is changing people's mind, changing their world outlook, changing their understanding about themselves. Just change. Change from the status quo. That's what revolution is. This is revolutionary work. So if you want to come help out, hey, man, we here. If you want to donate money to what we doing, hey, we going to take it. But it is what it is. I mean, we got to GoFundMe. We trying to do all this stuff. But by hook or crook, we taking them to Great Adventure this year. We going to make it happen. We want to provide these children with, like, summer experiences that they'll remember for the rest of their life. Like the General Secretary came up with a great idea. Patients came up with a great idea. But we're going to be having balloon fights. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna give them, what's his name? The one that they did the duel and they shot themselves, Alexander Burr or whatever. I'm going to go through history and I'm going to read to them a historical event where they did a duel. And then we're going to get the whole bucket of water balloons that's real cold. I want it to be cold so when they hit them with it in the hot sun, like they get that cold feeling. But like we're going to get the bucket out, I'm going to put them side to side, their backs to each other, and I'm going to tell them to take 5-10 paces, turn around and shoot. I mean, like, find different ways to try to make the kids have fun.
So if you also, like, for instance, we're going to have them making kites. If you know how to do arts and crafts, or if you know how to teach the kids how to make their own little miniature garden, any skills or talents you have that you want to share with these kids for summer camp, please bring it to us. We need all the help we can get.
And I'm excited about the kites, too. I used to know how to make a kite when I was little. I mean, when I was in Africa, like, we used to, I remember making kites and everything. But we about to go through the whole thing. This summer, we're going to try to make it as fun as possible. But this is how you get to talk to the next generation. Older people, I'm not really too beat. Because, like, you can't make a dog change its stripes or whatever they say. You can't teach your old dog new tricks. I understand that. People been socialized their whole lives to be the people that they are. But these children, kindergarten, first grade, I'm telling you. I mean, like, you can really talk to them. And they like, the kids know. They know who's real. They can see by your mannerism. They can see by the smile on your face. They can see how you treat them if you even want to be around them. I mean, like, and I want them to understand that's what community is supposed to be like. I want them to understand when they get older, like, it's their job to go make sure the kids in their community get to school. It's their job to take care of their community. It's their job to provide summer camp, to provide food. Because when we give our food, all of that, these kids are there. They come and help to pack the food, to go take the food to people's houses. You have to teach them these things. So when they get to that stage, they already know that you don't have to wait for somebody to teach them. They come inside the car. Man, we talk about 9/11. We talk about everything. And we explain it to them. I remember the kid went back to school after we talked about 9/11, and I explained to him how the government killed Fred Hampton, killed Malcolm X, killed all these people. So 9/11 came up, and they was talking about 9/11. So little bro came in the car. He was like, they talking about 9/11. Like, this ain't the government that killed Fred Hampton. Bro, he in the 5th grade. And we're able to have that conversation. And he's already sharper than most people. But look, that's the show for today, y'all. I mean, like, I'm grateful that everybody that pull up, the conversation we're talking about, people are too afraid to partake in them. People are too afraid. And it's just telling the truth. But people, if you live in a society that's based on lies, man, I mean, that's what you could expect.
Hold on. Shout out to Karima for not backing down. Keep that same energy. I want this show to have opposing views and different voices, because that's how we learn from each other.
Word up. Now, I mean, you ain't got... She came out knife drawn. But look, till next week, all power to the people. I live for the people. I die for the people. But General Secretary, you know I never know how to close out. So you better come close out.